Greetings and salutations, and welcome to Flintlocks and Fireballs. I forgot what we say here. Where a bunch of mad actors attempt to peruse the dusty pages of D&D. I did a thing. Yeah. I am your stand-in DM, Robbie Bellekom. And with me tonight, we have Sam Hamferns-Burns, Jason Phelps, and Ellie Sparrow.
Yay!
Yay!
That's brilliant.
And tonight we are playing a one-shot out of book. Ooh. Yes! Something we didn't write. I don't do this very often. I usually write my games, so I thought I'd attempt to run something because it looked interesting. So tonight we are playing Shemshime's Rhyme from the Candlekeep Mysteries book.
Ooh. I thought we've become an audience of children for show. I'm thoroughly enjoying it.
It's got a very childlike name.
It does. Aww.
Aww.
Also, did you find...
just look forward to wholesome fun. Big old spoilers for this module, by the way. Just saying that now. If you want to play this module and not know how it goes, don't listen.
That would seem silly. Yeah.
I will be adapting things and changing things a bit, but for the most part, we are going to do a pretty faithful playthrough, and at least that's the intention. These are my players. Who knows where they'll go?
I'm not well statted for combat.
Great.
I'm actually not bad this time round, which is unusual for me as a player.
In fairness, I'm never well statted for combat.
Okay, but first, shall we throw ourselves forward to future whoever? Probably Jason for any future notices. Messages from the present. That's the thing we do at this point, right?
It's Future Jason with messages from the present. This episode of Flintlocks and Fireballs is brought to you by you. As ever, a massive thanks to our crew members on the Flintlocks Patreon who help keep this ship sailing. There's a wealth of extra content and bonus features for patrons, including regular blog posts, extra stories narrated by the cast, artwork, and a monthly poll for the community to help design an element to go into the game. You can check it out at patreon.com/flintlocks-and-fireballs, link in the description. We are an affiliate of dnddice.com, makers of beautiful specialty dice since 2010. Whether you need dice because you're masquerading as a vampire, calling Cthulhu, or are some sort of Pathfinder gathering the magic munchkins, you can click through our affiliate link in the description and grab yourself or a friend some particularly sexy dice or a particularly sexy leather dice bag. We are also an affiliate of Zavi, fine producers of nerdy garments and handy household items. Remember, you can click through the affiliate link in the description and use code FLINTLOCKS20 to take 20% off clothing and FLINTLOCKS10 to take 10% off not clothing. And that's it for announcements this time.
That was a mess, and I love you.
I'm a mess. I have heard this intro done so many times.
I wrote it down. Times.
I wrote down greetings and salutations because I thought I'd forget that.
It's okay.
I did
There's
the
not
same thing when I did mine.
A single person at this table who wouldn't fuck that. So like, don't.
I wrote Dungeons and Dragons down. You'd think I'd remember that at least. Anyway, on that confident note, let us dive straight in.
Our land stands on the sabre's edge.
Our cities are a powder keg.
Brother chains, brother, no one's free. A life on land is short, you'll see.
So gather your muskets, gather your spears, we'll plunder the shores of Calcinea. No kraken, storm or spell we fear, so come and sail with us, my dear.
So, the year is something, in the land of... This is not Calcinea. This is a default D&D setting. We're not putting labels on it because I don't want to dive into deep lore or potentially fuck up Calcinea.
We're in the village of village.
One moment. I'm gonna do this. The year is something hundred and something. In the realm of Generica. The age of time has not yet come. The age of clocks is yet to pass.
I'm going to steal a questing time joke and say that we are in the town of Check's Notes. And leave it there. We're in Check's Notes.
Lovely.
Okay. So, we have 3 lovely characters who we'll introduce very soon, but you have all, for various reasons, which we will discover, made your way to the Firefly Library, or the Firefly Cellar, a well-known library underneath the town of Checks Their Notes, which won't come up again, I really hope. As our story begins, it is first thing on a bright, sunny morning, and you have just stepped down the dark stairs towards the Firefly Cellar. It's the opening time for the library, so you're all arriving at a similar time, in 2 groups. We have mother and daughter, Geranium and Gooseberry Gumdrop, and now Samothy, remind me of your name, Samothy? Brandora, that was it. You gave me 2 names, and I wanted to check which one you wanted me to say aloud.
Although she might be registered with this library as Dr. Katrin Coldgrip.
That's what I wanted to check. What are they expecting? So,
yeah.
Dr. Katrin Goldgrip, you have arrived similar times because this is the opening time for the library. As you step into the staircase, in fact, you arrive at exactly the same time. Who's going to push past the other group to get down?
I'm sorry, definitely us. Come on.
Yeah.
Definitely us.
Okay, as Brandora approaches, tries to get down the stairs, who does she see pushing in front of her?
Do you want to go first
Oh,
or
I'm
I?
absolutely pushing my way down.
You're gonna hate Gooseberry stories.
I realised we didn't actually agree on like hair or skin colour or anything. So
Nope, I'll do what you do.
all right, then you get then you see a live.
Also, you could have taken after your dad, so like, don't worry too hard.
That's right. You see a live a live 14-year-old schoolgirl, straw boater, hockey stick, and violin case on her back. A little satchel ready for the day out. She looks like she might be on the running team or probably the hockey team based on the hockey.
It'll be cross country rather than running.
Cross country, definitely. Oh yes, she has cross country. The cross country team.
Country.
Yes, plus the cross country team. Slightly tan skin and that sort of weird sort of tied back / slightly braided hair you get from people who do a lot of running and so on. She's
Like
just
the tight.
Oh yes, tight
Like
under the
schoolgirl
boater.
slicked back braid where you're like, I can see the veins in your forehead.
Yellow dress, yellow ribbon keeping it all in place, bright yellow, and just barging straight ahead, calling back, "Oh, Mama, that was a lovely trip to the puppet barge. I do hope there are many more wonders here in Check's Notes."
Well, there are wonders, darling. This is where the poor people get their books.
Oh, wonderful!
How quaint. Let's go in. So, you, behind Gooseberry, because I feel like Gooseberry is maybe ahead of everyone who's ever lived.
Gooseberry's 40-foot run speed, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm 30 foot. I'm 10 foot behind you. But you see an old, like middle-aged but gracefully greying middle-aged lady who has, she's quite rectangular in nature. I don't know how else to describe what's in my brain. She has the, posh lady bob, which is supposed to look careless, but actually she spent a lot of money getting this particular bob that all the posh women seem to have in my brain. Skin that does not have makeup on, but is, far too youthful for anyone who is poor to have, because clearly she spends thousands on it. And the thing that is the most rectangular in my head is the sort of gardener's coat that is going on, like a really big, heavy gardener's coat, which, like, looks old, but also incredibly expensive. Like, there's dirt on it, but it's all quite artistically put. Like, it's clearly been laundered recently, really. And, like, a little sort of, like cargo pants, like 3/4 pants, that are, like, canvassy, little clogs, because that's what gardener ladies wear, apparently, in my brain, big gardening gloves, just, in case of picking opportunities, and a sort of big, like, hempy fabric satchel, which is, natural fibres or something, that's full of various wanky vegetables, like aubergines and radishes and courgettes, and maybe some herbs, I don't know, and peering out of one of the big rectangular pockets of the big rectangular coat is the little face of a really, really small chihuahua, who looks extremely tiny and confused and weird.
That's a good point. Probably padding along, not really tongue lolling out, but just very tired. Behind us must be a little pug.
Yes. Actually, I've changed my mind. I'm not having clogs. I'm having extremely expensive wellies. That's what's happening. Yellow ones, because why not? I think the coat's like gardening green. You know, that kind of green. Yeah. But yes, there's a little pug as well.
Excellent. So you push ahead and head down the steps, but as you push past Brendora to get down, what did they see, Brendora?
Okay, they see a very stocky 4-foot figure that has, like, from their neck to around about their mid-ankle, like a long kind of leather gown on, with various different braces and additions to it. Like, she has across her chest, like someone might have a bandolier of pistols or throwing knives, she has a load of different bottles of coloured liquid. She also has a full face mask on, out the bottom of which protrudes a kind of iron grey beard, and across the top of her head she has a rather tall, like, leather travelling hat, like the sort of hat that people generally wear if they're going on long walks in the country, kind of thing. And she is currently making her way down the stairs, leaning slightly on a staff, which you think maybe is a walking stick, but actually is it has flared ends to it, so it obviously serves a dual purpose.
Ooh, cool.
The skull mask is currently up, and you can see actually she has little spectacles, grey eyes, and very, very weathered pale skin.
Lovely. So, the three of you make your way down this very narrow, dark staircase. There are lanterns hung all the way down, but as you walk past, you notice they contain fireflies rather than candles. So it's entirely lit by the light of fireflies. It's surprisingly dry, actually, for what looks like a cave going downwards. But this is a place where they keep a lot of paper. Damp is not allowed. Yeah. At the very bottom, there is a heavy wooden door, which is standing ajar because the library is open. But this is clearly the way in and out, and it is solid. It is well protected because there are some valuable books here, you know. You head on through the door and find yourselves in a large circular room. It is full of dark wood bookcases, curved ones that sort of run in concentric circles around the edge. They are packed with books of various shapes and sizes and ages. Very unusually, though, for a library. On top of each bookcase, there are flowers in ceramic pots lining them, and the air has a very sweet fragrance. There are alcoves around the edge of this circular room, each of them with a statue, a bronze statue of various scholars that you may or may not have heard of. And there are also 3 very large overstuffed chairs, so it's a comfortable place to read. In the centre of the room, you can see there are gaps in the bookcases, so you can see right across. In the centre, there is a opening in the floor with a brass railing, which gives a view of the lower levels. And hanging from the ceiling, right in the centre, there is an enormous stone sculpture of an open book that looks as though the cover is flapping. And it looks almost like it's flying to stay up, like it's like the pages are flapping, but it is hung by some somewhat rusty-looking chains. Directly opposite you, on the far side of the room, you can also see there is a staircase leading down.
I mean, I immediately run to the hole, like grab their railing and just like peer down.
Okay. As you do, you are running through clouds of fireflies as you go. This entire room is lit exclusively by fireflies. As you peer down, you can see, a similar-looking room. The bookcases below match the ones above almost exactly. And again, there are flowers and potted plants on top of each one. In the centre of the room, though, directly below where this giant sculpture of a book is, there is a large table with 6 chairs around the edges and stacks of books resting on them, as well as a large jar filled with fireflies. There are a few people around. There is a elven individual quite near to the entrance where the 2 of you still stand, who is up one of the, those ladders on wheels that go along bookcases.
Yes.
I love those things.
I love them.
There are loads of those. They're everywhere. Because I love them. Yes, there is an elven individual who is at the top with a stack of books that they are thrumming through and just sort of placing next to some plants and rearranging things as they go. In fact, they look down as the 2 of you enter and sort of follow where the... No, I was going to say small child. You're not a small child. The young girl goes. Young woman. The hockey-playing creature has gone.
Grabbles? Heal?
Darling, you're going to fall off the railing. Come back here.
Yes. Hi, hello. Are you visitors? You brought a dog. You brought dogs. Okay.
Yes, 2 dogs. We have 2 dogs. Hello.
Very well house trained. Hello.
Okay. Well,
mine's only
yes.
a small one. It'll stay in my pocket just here.
Okay. If you could keep them close, we have some very valuable tomes here. I would not like them to be damaged. Hello. Sorry. Where are my manners? I am Varnir, the chief. The senior scribe. Are you visiting our library today?
Yes, I was hoping for some picture books to entertain my energetic small child.
I was hoping.
Yes.
I was looking for something to help with our class project. Do you have anything on the history of ambergris exports from the northern colonies in the last 80 years?
I'm sure we have both those things. Do they have to... Are those different things, or are you looking for picture books on that very specific subject?
I do love a good illustration.
Good illustrations we can manage. And
perhaps Mummy can spend some time in the gardening section while you do that.
We have we have extensive books on various horticultural subjects. I'm sure we can help. And sorry, are you together? Are you?
Yes, she's mine. Yes.
Lovely. And sorry, I didn't catch names.
Geranium Gumdrops.
Geranium Gumdrop and...
Lady Geranium, to be precise.
Lady...
we don't have to be so formal, do we?
Of course not. I wouldn't dream of using my full titles. Just call me Varnir.
Oh, thank you. Sorry, what's the apparent pronoun of this character?
You're not sure, but I go by they, them.
I bet she has, darling. She has.
Lovely.
Oh, thank you very much, Librarian Varnier. I'm Gooseberry Gumdrops, and this is Grumbles Gumdrops.
Lovely to meet you.
Pick up the
Grumbles.
bug.
Okay, you might want to be... My assistant may or may not like your dog. Just a little warning. To be fair, I am not the best at predicting their likes, but I have a suspicion. And sorry, the third person here. Are you part of this trio? Are you
Oh no, we've no idea who that is.
No.
Hi.
I'm here on my own business.
Okay. Is there anything I can help you with, or are you just wishing to browse?
Yeah, I'm in fact looking for some select titles on alchemy.
Alchemy?
They should be reserved under the name Dr. Katrin Coldgrip.
Coldgrip. Yes. If you could speak to my assistant about that, they are in charge of that sort of thing. You can find them on the lower levels. Actually, if I believe right, they are cataloguing in the horticultural section. So if you look for them, the pair of you should be able to find what you're needing. And ambergris, you say? Mm-hmm. That is a little trickier, but I think I can help you.
I also need to look for tar, saltpeter, and charcoal exports.
I don't know what any of these words mean.
Okay.
I really hope
well, we
you
do have...
Help me.
We do have records of trade and commerce in quite a few areas. I can direct you to that to start with, and then hopefully we'll be able to find something more for you later on
Sure,
if I have some time.
Can I ask a question, Sam? How oldish is Brendora, like, by appearance?
Quite old. But,
In which case, do you have any children yourself?
Yes. It's
bastards,
difficult to keep track of them. Oh, well, it's a labour of love. It's the only real big labour of love, isn't it?
I don't know. Prefer the garden. Alchemy sounds interesting, anyway.
Yes. I was hoping to see if there was any new editions of alchemy today.
That we certainly can help you with. In fact, if you follow me and they climb down the ladder and lead you to the central balcony and point out a tabaxi individual who is balancing far too many books. If you go and talk to my assistant, you should be able to get the agricultural sections just behind them, and they should be able to provide you with those books that you have reserved. And you young lady, I can... Yes, if you follow me, I can show you our exports and imports records.
Come along, Grumbles.
Yes, Grumbles.
I don't know whether Grumbles has enough energy to chase fireflies. I really don't.
I'm guessing that Grumbles is probably snapping at them, but
vaguely. Yeah.
Not going to come close.
If there is an opportunity, I will try and grab one and put it in a small jar with tiny holes in it.
Okay, how subtle are you trying to be about that?
Yeah, pretty subtle.
Okay, make a sleight of hand check.
Okay, and just to lean into the aesthetic, I'm going to be doing this with a small pair of chopsticks.
Oh.
Okay, so that's sleight of hand. It's a natural one. Oh, it's all uphill from here. Okay, so I miss it, squish it. What?
No, you catch it. It's just not subtle in the slightest.
Okay.
Even the pug is looking at you. Even the pocket chihuahua is looking at you. And Vanier's just got an expression of like slight mild disappointment.
It's supposed to be good luck.
Yes,
I let it go. I let it fly off.
Just don't let Crinkle see you interacting with those. Crinkle can be a little particular about the fireflies.
Right, duly noted.
But I believe she is resting at the moment, so less of an issue. Okay, and Varnier leads you down the stairs to the lower level, which, as I say, very similar to the upper level. And points Gooseberry to some very large books. They're like broadsheet newspaper-sized books, which are the records of trades in and out, and directs the other two of you over towards the tabaxi individual.
Okay.
Who,
as we're walking, Geranium is wafting at the fireflies. Stay away from my brassicas. Leave me alone. They're bugs. I don't like them. I mean, obviously I'm going first because I'm a dick. So, Helen, could you direct me to the gardening section, please?
yes. What is in your pocket? What is that? What is it?
Oh, this is Gardenia. She's my chihuahua. You can say hello if you're very gentle. She's very small. I lift her out on the palm of one hand. I feel like it's a chihuahua puppy. I think I've made it small enough in my head for that. So, lift
So
it
this is
towards
quite
you.
a young-looking tabaxi individual who looks quite like a snow leopard. That sort of markings and colouring, that sort of very heavy tail. And they leap down off the ladder they're up. Everyone's up ladders. I love these ladders. Balancing the books perfectly and just peers right into the face of this small dog. Hello, I'm
Sure.
Tula.
Chihuahua just looks at her with his big, terrified eyes.
And there is just that moment of staring and silence as the two thing creatures stare at each other. Everyone else could have just vanished.
It's very intense. What's your name?
Tula, what is this? It's amazing. Can I touch it? Can I touch it?
Yes, I think she looks happy enough. You can touch her. She won't mind. If she starts shaking, stop, won't you?
They give her the gentlest pat on the head.
Aww, I feel like that's probably okay.
And you wanted books. I can give you
Yes,
books.
gardening books,
Yes,
if you would please.
gardening
Thank
books.
you.
We have loads of gardening books. We have so many gardening books. You are going to love our gardening books. They're here. And they just point you at a large shelf
Well, that was
filled
easy.
with different books.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Did you want gardening books as well? Are we all here for gardening books? I'd love to read some gardening books.
I was here for something more in the alchemy section. Any copies of Alchemy Today?
You reserved it. I know it. I got that one out. Piles of books. Where are my piles of books? And they start rummaging in the piles of books on the middle table. Whilst we're all looking for books, everyone roll an investigation check to see what you find.
Excellent.
Okay.
Are we rolling for books? That's extremely wholesome for reasons I can't really place.
That's an 11.
That's bullshit. That is
9.
That's a non-natural one.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
A dirty one, if you will.
Geranium, every book you find is on how to kill plants. They're all books about, like, managing weeds and getting rid of plants. Nothing about how to make them live.
Why do all these commoners want the plants dead? Just muttering weird
Brendora-
things to herself in the corner.
Brenda, actually, you can roll with advantage because Tula is trying to help you find the books that they have already got out for you.
Okay. That's cocked.
What are Tula's pronouns? What are the pronouns for Tula?
They, them. I
thought
swear every
so.
character in this library is not they, them. It's just the two you have come
Honestly,
across so
like,
far.
if every single person in this universe was non-binary, that would be such a, like, fucking choice. I'd be so down. Just like, gender isn't a thing here unless you want it.
Only books.
That's a 13.
13. Okay, you eventually find it, but before that, you find books on algebra and astronomy and archaeology and just all of the A's, and eventually you get to alchemy.
Algebra? I think I knew him.
Remind me what you got, Gooseberry?
11.
11. You find some records. They're not the most useful. You're spending a lot of time trawling through. As you are all looking through your books, Geranium hears it first, because your passive perception is the highest. There is a sound of someone humming, coming from a set of stairs down. Just a sort of happy little tune.
Aww.
Catchy.
And eventually you all pick it up because your all passive perceptions is above 10. And you all just hear this humming coming from somewhere.
Do you usually have music in the libraries? I ask someone who's nearby because I expect someone to be there.
Tula is busy throwing books around while Vania just stares really grumpily. And at that point, a human man comes out of the stacks and starts picking up the books very irritatedly. Actually, no, we tend to not have music in the library. Singing, did you say? Tula, really?
Yes, somebody's humming. Can you not hear it? Am I the only person who hears things?
Oh, no. That's my daughter, Gailby. She's in her room. I can ask her to stop if it's bothering you. It's just...
You have another child. I too have a child. Our children could
Mummy,
entertain each other.
Can you hear this sort of humming sound?
Yes, darling, apparently it's another child. You should go and make friends with them. You're also a child.
I mean, your daughter is I don't want to be rude, but I think substantially older than my Gailby. I don't know if they'd have much in common.
Gooseberry, darling, how old are you again?
I'm 14, Mum.
Good fuck, really? I thought you were 6.
I was 14 when I was your age.
It was the dumbest possible 3 sentences to put together, and it was amazing.
Language. Mistress Battlesquash
Sorry, I'm
says...
such a potty mouth, darling.
Mistress Battlesquash says a real lady does not swear if she wants to keep all her teeth.
A real lady can do whatever the fuck she likes, and she's still a lady.
Well...
I not to be rude or anything, but I might, if we're going to be throwing around language like that, I might just not bring Gailby up if that's okay. I'm sorry, we have visitors. I didn't know. I'm being rude. Edba, I copy books. It's a thing. Some of them get old. They need new versions.
You'll copy them out?
Yes.
Does that take a long time?
Yes, it does. So please be careful with them.
Interesting jobs folks have. I've never had a job.
Thank you. I think I'm going to check on Gailby. That's an odd little tune she's singing. Okay, yes, I'm going to head down.
It's quite cheerful.
It's quite nice. In fact, it is very catchy. Everyone make a wisdom save. See if it gets stuck in your head.
Ooh, okay.
Because it is very catchy.
Well, that's good, actually.
That's a 10.
21.
No. 8.
Well, now it's in everyone's head because Gooseberry's saying it.
Okay, so...
Oh, one moment. Just because...
Geranium has the ability to not sing it. It's not in your head yet, Geranium.
Excellent.
But Brenda and Gooseberry, you are humming along to the happy sound of a young girl, like probably under 10, singing or humming from downstairs.
Grumbles is doing something that may or may not be humming, but he definitely failed the wisdom save.
Amazing. I'm going to assume that that Grumbles is... I'm going to include Grumbles in any wisdom checks for getting songs in your head, because that's great.
I would like to include Gardenia.
Of course, roll for Gardenia.
I don't know what Gardenia's stats are.
Go with the same as Grumbles in terms of base stats.
So plus 0.
So that's a 12. So yeah,
that is a failure.
The small, very, very small, tiny chihuahua is gently swaying in my pocket.
That is excellent.
I don't know why I'm making this chihuahua so pathetic. Chihuahuas were in my brain because my friend came over who has a chihuahua, and his chihuahua's like amazing and hardy and like runs around and does all the normal dog things. I have no idea why this one is so pathetic.
Some of them are shaking messes, let's be honest.
They can be, yeah. His one isn't. It's excellent, but like, yeah.
As you continue looking at your books, Geranium has a surprisingly high passive insight for someone who's so self-centered, quite honestly. So, but you are the only one who notices
specks
Geranium.
of dust on things.
That's Varnir, who has been sort of helping, are sort of frozen slightly, and there is a bead of sweat forming on their brow. There is a slight look of panic in their eyes.
Are you warm, darling?
Yes, it must be.
Would you like a handkerchief? I bring out an embroidered handkerchief that says, like, Lady Gigi.
That is
There you go.
lovely, thank you. I'm just going to check the door, and they head upstairs and out of your way as you continue to peruse.
I watch them go. Do they look nervous about something that they'd just seen in this room, or
make a perception. No, insight check. Sorry.
Okay,
Roll an insight check.
Insight. Oh, I'm reasonably competent at that. Not today, however. That's a 6.
You think they've eaten some dodgy food?
Ooh. Making a mental note to talk to them later about some of my marvelous solutions for this problem.
Yes, with your alchemy, maybe you have a solution for that.
Yes.
I'll probably offer them some
maybe you
peppermint or
don't.
something.
What's that?
Yes, actually.
What's that, Grumbles? You want to find out more about? You're enjoying the humming too? Let's see if we can find who's doing it. And yeah, I'm gonna go towards the danger. Let's find the humming sound.
Fantastic.
Come back.
Okay, you head. It is easy to see where. I mean, you know where it's coming from because Edbert headed downstairs to find his daughter, and that is the direction that the sound is coming from. So you head down the stairs. It is another set of stairs, quite narrow again, quite winding, and you find yourself in a much more confined space, whereas the library is quite open, except, bookcases everywhere. It's like a big old book labyrinth. This is a smaller area. There is a narrow corridor with 7 rooms going off the side. 3 on either side, and then a final door down at the end. Make a perception check to see if you can work out which room the singing is coming from.
No.
Or the humming. There are no lyrics.
No, that was a 5. Let's see
lovely.
if Grumbles can, though.
Oh yeah, Grumbles might be able to.
That was a 10 from Grumbles.
Okay, a 10 will do. It's not that difficult. The door is slightly ajar, a few of them are. But it is the second room on the left as you head down the corridor.
What's that, Grumbles? From here?
Someone's fallen down a well.
You look in.
I'm
as you
just
reach
gonna
the room,
barge in.
You're gonna barge in. Okay. As
like,
you hit the door, Edbert is heading out, so you bump into Edbert as you cross paths. Oh,
Gosh,
sorry.
terribly sorry.
The child. Sorry, I didn't.
No, sorry, wrong person. Straight into my mother.
Yeah.
Gooseberry.
Gooseberry. Another G name. This is my daughter Gelby. You're very welcome to. Hi. Do you want to be friends?
Absolutely.
Do you want to see my pictures? Okay, I'm going to get back to work. If you need anything, I'll be in my room. And Edbert vanishes, and you see a child's room. There are toys strewn across the floor. It's that messy kind of I'm in the middle of playing sort of space. There are pictures of things all over the walls. There are a lot of books because child lives in a library. And there is a smiling child who looks a lot like Edbert, but without all of the years of pessimism and anxiety. This is a happy child, missing the 2 front teeth, because at that age, and just big old grin.
Gosh, you do have a lot of toys.
I have so many toys! Do you want to play with my toys? Do you want to draw a picture? I love drawing pictures!
Yes. You know,
Let's draw some pictures!
They don't let us draw pictures unless it's art. Unless it's art at the boarding school. And we're not really supposed to have more than one toy. Mistress Buckleswash says that toys discourage industry, and a real lady is industrious and always carries a sidearm.
I'm not a lady. I'm a child. Would you like to play with some toys?
Yes! By the gods, yes, I would!
Oh no!
So sad. Oh no.
So you start playing with the toys. There are quite a few strewn around, but the main ones, there is a game in progress. There is this is a child who is playing a game. And if I can find what the toys were, I do know what I was going to put the toys to. Right.
Briefly look over at a board game in progress with like a carved monkey, an elephant, a rhino in different positions.
No. And now we're in Jumanji. What you see is there's a collection of dolls. There is a toy dog, which has someone's put red paint all around its mouth. There is there's a family of dolls, but the mother doll is missing a hand, and someone's scrawled in red paint around the stump of the hand. The father, you'd assume, doll, it's missing its foot. One leg is off. The daughter doll seems intact, but is holding a sort of. It looks like two pencils, sort of tied together at right angles to each other. There is a tankard of water which has an upside down doll in it. Just the legs sticking up above the water. Do you want to play my game?
Fucking hell.
Looks like someone. Looks like I point to the dog doll with the bloody mouth. Someone's been a very naughty boy. It looks like.
Yeah. It's a bad dog.
Oh no! What do we do with bad dogs?
They get to eat people's hands.
Oh! Mistress Buckleswash has a very different approach to this, but I suppose they do get to eat that.
What are the rest of you doing while this charming scene is happening?
Mummy's having a little bit of homemade blackberry wine from her bag in the gardening section. And enjoying the peace and quiet.
I mean, it's not that quiet because at this point, in fact, let's see who else is singing. Okay. Right. Edbur is humming along, but Tula seems to have held it off. Vanya is not singing, but is looking. They're looking worried. Okay. So it's not that peaceful. There is a lot of humming going on.
Didn't somebody say it wasn't normal to sing in a library?
Oh, I didn't say that.
I'm afraid it's not normal. I didn't want to say anything in front of a child, but I'm afraid we're now. I don't think it would be a good idea for any of us to leave for a little while.
Why not? I mean, I'm quite happy here. Don't get me wrong. I've got my books and my little tipple here. But is there a particular reason we should stay here?
I don't want to overreact. I'm going to do a bit more research, but for the time being, I have locked the door. No one is to come in or out for a little while. There was an incident 100 years ago now. A song that I don't remember the tune, but this tune seems familiar. It didn't. It was catching, shall I say, and it led to a few deaths. So we're just going to keep the door locked for a little while we figure this out.
Well, you can just bloody well unlock it. I'm taking my daughter and I'm going.
I think that's a bad idea.
Gooseberry!
Singing.
I'm just humming cheerfully while we play Doggy Eats People's Hands.
Well, she'll soon stop when we take her away from here.
That is the problem. If you take her away from here, everyone else she comes in contact with will start.
Bugger, I can't send her back to boarding school like that, can I?
No, if you could just give us a couple of hours, I'm sure we can sort this out. I'm sure it'll be fine.
If it's 100 years ago, I'm old enough I might remember that.
Make a history check.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. They did try to contain the information, but, there's always rumour and leaks.
8.
Yeah, no, you've never heard of singing. What's that? Yeah, this is not an occurrence you've ever heard of.
That's weird. You say it's catching. Like, what happens after that? Is it just really, really annoying?
I'm not sure of the details. wasn't working here at the time. I came a few months later, but it did lead to several deaths. I don't know if that was purely through irritation. It seems unlikely, I'll be honest.
I think if you could die of irritation, I'd be dead already.
I don't doubt it.
I've seen some things that are pretty irritating in my time.
Is that Varney starting?
Yeah, that's...
Alright, just stop it.
Okay.
Now
okay,
you've started, that's ridiculous. Stop
I have.
It.
It's...
You know you shouldn't, come on.
I know. And they look like they're really concentrating, and they are holding it off, but you can tell it's worming their way into their mind. In fact, even at this point, Geranium, you're starting to feel yourself starting to hum. You can prevent yourself humming, but it will take concentration in the mechanical sense to not be humming this song.
Okay.
From this point out, everyone is humming unless they are concentrating on not.
Okay.
Oh, I'm still humming. I'm humming away.
Yeah,
Unless I'm
you
speaking.
are welcome to try and stop, but you're also when every time that you're not speaking, you are humming.
Well, this is desperately irritating.
Yeah. I'm going to start looking through the alchemy books, just one after another, like flicking through them to like various different bits, and then discarding them, putting them to one side, opening the next one. I assume there's like a big stack of them.
Yes, there is a lot of them.
Do I know any herbal cures for singing diseases?
I mean, make a nature check or a medicine check. Either one. It could be either. And Sabbathy, make an investigation check. See if you can find anything that could be useful.
Okay.
My medicine is actually slightly better, despite the fact that I'm proficient in nature, which is interesting. So I'm going to go with that. So that is a 13?
12 investigation.
Okay. Both of you think that there's nothing to stop singing, but there are things that can, like, cause bad throats and sore throats that would maybe lessen it. Or it might just be that you continue singing and hurt yourself. There's nothing immediately jumping to mind, but you can start trying to put something together from the herbs you have if you want to. It'd be more of a poison than a medicine, but...
Okay, I think I've got it. Peanut butter.
I'm afraid Crinkle is allergic. We don't keep peanut butter.
I was just thinking it's very, very difficult to hum with a mouthful of peanut butter.
I could make us some peppermint tea, if that would help.
Isn't peppermint good for the voice?
Yes, but I thought we'd all start getting tired.
I assure you I am tired already.
Aren't we all, darling?
If that's what you're after, I've got some things that'll knock you out faster than that.
At that moment, you hear, from across the floor of the library, a shrill, high-pitched noise that tears through, overpowering everything else, and rapidly rises to an uncanny pitch. It is not quite humming, not quite singing, though you're picking up words in it, and you recognise, although twisted somewhat, the voice of Edba, the father of Galeby.
Mm-hmm.
And it is the same tune, but now you are picking out the occasional word. But it is crescendoing.
Oh, Galeby, darling, I think your papa might need, seems to be having a bit of a something.
Papa? And Galeby runs out and up the steps back into the main room, or the lower level of the library. The middle level. There's an upstairs, a middle, and a downstairs.
Cool.
I quickly rearrange the dolls into their original position, because tidying is important, and then pick up Grumbles and race after.
The horrifying doll. Grumble takes a little bit of effort on the stairs, but does follow. I can really picture a pug going upstairs, and it's adorable.
I'm gonna. Grumbles probably has a movement speed of 20, which means I move twice the speed of Grumbles. I just pick Grumbles up on the stairs.
So you reach the central room, and you're all back in the same space. You can't immediately see Edba, but you can hear where the noise is coming from. It is the sort of the far end of. So if. Yeah. another side of the circle. If it's a circle, you came in on the right, on the left is the way down to the very bottom floor. It's sort of at the top bit of a circle, where you can head if you would like to see what is going on with Edba.
Yeah.
Yes.
Golly galoshes!
Yes.
So,
quite.
you find yourself in a room dedicated to the copying of books. There are fireflies floating lazily about, 3 writing desks, a sheepskin rug beneath each. There are stacks of books, some of them laid out ready to be copied, and a tapestry on the wall, and a panelled wall with a closed door in it. But the main thing you notice immediately is Edba sat in his chair, pretty much frozen, except for the humming, and there's a sort of a glazed expression in his eyes, and there's an occasional word breaking through the horrifying sounds. But it is the same tune. It is louder, it is painfully, you can hear it scratching in his voice. This is not well supported vocally.
Oh, yeah.
I slap him. Come on, snap out of it.
Make an attack roll.
I'm just the worst human being, I'm sorry. 1 natural. Who do I slap?
You slap his child as she's coming in.
Oh, no.
You slap your slap the dwarf.
I can't work out his
You slap the pile of books. There's a pile of books on the desk that go flying across the floor. 3 books spill across the floor, pages falling out, because these are old books that are here to be copied out.
Well, that wasn't quite what I was going for. Somebody should probably pick those up.
No. Don't worry. I'll deal with this. And I am going to attempt to just lay him out. Knock him unconscious.
Yeah, make an attack roll.
Okay.
Was it? We suck. What's wrong with us?
Oh, that is an 8.
Oh, let's see, what is...
Because apparently I cannot roll above, like, single figures.
Okay, that actually misses. Like, you hit him, but it doesn't, like, do anything. There's no
hang on.
visible reaction.
It's an attack, so I can make an unarmed attack. Martial arts. Okay, that's a 12.
12 does hit. Roll your damage.
Yeah, okay, so...
You absolute monster.
I was slapping him to try and wake him up, not knock him out.
That's a 2.
Okay, he is still conscious and making noises. And as he is singing, let me just see what I've rolled, because they have a table and I love it. Okay.
Fun.
So, in amongst the hummed tune, you catch a name. Or a word. You don't know it's a name. It sounds name-ish, but there's a word you don't recognise as anything else, and that word is Shemshime. I need everyone to make a intelligence saving throw.
Okay.
11.
11.
That is... Oh, hang on. 17. Shockingly,
Okay.
my intelligence is real
And
bad. But...
a 15 for Grumbles.
Grumbles is fine.
With his -4.
Jeez.
Yes, I will. That is a 4 for the Chihuahua, if you're interested.
Geranium, you are fine. This is a horrible noise going on, and you don't recognise the name, but it doesn't do anything for you. Gooseberry, what's your worst fear?
Oh, what is Gooseberry's worst fear? It's... Chanterelle. That gosh darned Drow exchange student.
A mushroom?
She's a year above me. She's an absolute bully. I'm terrified of her.
Aww.
Aw.
Chanterelle steps in front of you, and just shoves you in the chest, and you fly backwards. You are scared for, a minute-ish, and you take 8 psychic damage.
Okay. This is going to get interesting quickly. I just start screaming, which does interrupt the humming.
Yes, that is true. Brendora, what is your worst fear? No one else can see Chanterelle, by the way. That is at least private in your own mind.
It would probably be an angry mob with torches and pitchforks yelling fraud.
Ooh.
Okay, there's not a huge amount of room in this room for a mob, but their screams and their shouts and the sense of it is in your head, and all you see is flames and sharp implements. And you are also scared, and take, not as much, 4 psychic damage.
4 psychic damage, okay. I put the skull mask down.
I think I'd probably run out of the room.
So,
I'm fucking terrified of Chanterelle.
yeah,
I'm probably going to leave the room as well.
Chanterelle and the mob follow. Are you both still singing?
In between the screaming. I'm mostly screaming rather than singing, but I guess maybe I'm screaming to tune.
I think most likely I'm probably just mouthing under my breath. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
Okay, if you are trying to resist humming, I need you to make a Constitution save.
Constitution save, okay.
Yes.
Natural 1.
Yeah, no, you are humming. You're intending to be doing something else, but you are humming.
Just for fun.
I am moving faster than you expect an old lady to move.
And at points that seem not quite regular, but they are the time when it will happen, the word Shemshime becomes sung within your rhymes, within your humming. Like, you don't know the rest of the lyrics, but you know that's where that name goes. Geranium, you've no idea what's wrong with these
Just
people.
in the other, where did everybody go?
Your little chihuahua is shaking, but has not taken damage. I'm not killing your pet.
Aww.
I might kill the pug because it's a battle pet, but the pug saved.
The pug saved. I guess Grumbles is just padding afterwards slowly.
Yeah, just sort of. Yeah.
Is there a chair I can sit in? I'm just going to wait for them to come back.
Yes, there is.
Gooseberry, darling.
Gooseberry, Bendora, make another intelligence saving throw, please.
Okay.
Oh, okay. 18 this time.
That's a 5.
Gooseberry, you turn around and Chanterelle melts into darkness and vanishes. Not just like fading out, like it sort of melts into the floor.
I scream harder.
Gone. But you take no psychic damage.
When I hear the screaming go
Bendora.
up again, and get up and start looking for Gooseberry very slowly.
Brendora, you take 9 psychic damage.
Ooh.
And the mob has you cornered.
Okay, which level am I on currently?
You are currently on the middle floor. So you've come out of the room where all the books, the copying out happens. There is a name for that. I don't remember it. There is a set of stairs going up towards the locked door out, or there is the way downstairs where you've not been. You don't know what's down there.
Okay, if it's... The way you described it, it suggested like the middle part of this room is open.
Yes, it is. There's an open area with a table and chairs, and it is open to the upper floor.
Right, I am just going to vault over the side and attempt to jump down to the lower
no,
floor.
you are on the lower version of this. There is a way up at this point.
Oh,
Sorry.
I see. Right. Okay. In which case, no worries. So after taking the 9 psychic damage, I am going to dash up the stairs.
Okay. As you reach the top, make another intelligence saving throw for me.
Okay. 8.
Bloody hell. Yeah. Okay, not as much this time. You take 6 psychic damage, and this time, though the mob is still hurting you and following you, you seem to have gotten away, and the effect fades.
Okay.
But you are still frightened. They are somewhere in this building. but they're no longer actively hurting you.
Okay. I'm gonna just stay put for a little while, huddled in a ball.
Not a problem. Geranium, you're following Gooseberry.
Yes.
You've headed out into the main room.
Darling, you're making a terrible noise. Where did you go?
Oh, Mummy, there was a spider. Really big spider.
Fair enough.
I'm just gripping my hockey stick and kind of glancing back at the violin case on my back.
You can still hear the Edba's hum singing going on, and Tula is stood in the room with you, looking pale as much as you can tell with someone with white fur, but sort of shaking gently. And there is no sign of Varnir at the moment, or Crinkle, who has been mentioned but not seen. You have no idea who they are or where they are.
What about Galeby?
Galeby, you left her in the room. She's not followed you out, but you can't hear her singing at the moment.
Just left her with a scream-singing father
Yeah.
who we assaulted.
We all sound like I hate us.
And you notice the temperature has dropped. It is cold in here. Noticeably colder than it was.
We're all looking very wide-eyed. Did I miss something? Oh, it's a bit cold, but you know.
Mummy, I think we should get out of here.
Well, the nice man has made it very clear that I can't send you back to boarding school if you're still singing. So, no, we can't. We have to stay here. Sweetie dumpling.
Dearest mother,
Sorry, I might have made up a man. Everybody's non-binary.
Sorry.
Whoops. No, Edba's a man. That's where I got that from.
Yeah.
Edba's the man. I was like, none of these people are men. No, Edba is a man. There we go.
I open my mouth as if to protest and then clamp it shut and hum softly to myself.
Okay, the humming continues. The fireflies start flickering. There is moments where, in unison, in fact, that's what's most unnerving about it. There are moments of complete darkness as the light comes in and out.
I think your lights are broken.
Can I try humming a different tune?
Yes. Make a charisma save.
Okay. 13.
It just comes out the same.
Oh,
Shemshime.
What is Shemshime?
I think it's a type of floor polish.
What's the point? Have I heard
Looks at
the
you like
name
a
or the term
completely
Shemshime
fucking
before?
Yeah.
insane.
All of you make a history check.
Okay.
In case you've heard this name.
I mean, natural 20.
Hey, okay, that was
5.
19.
Sabathia, what does Brandora have?
19.
19. Okay. So, let's think. Where is it going to be?
It'll be a 24 if
Yeah.
the raw number matters, because I've got a +4 in history.
Yeah. So, I mean, Geranium, you've heard nothing.
No, it's too busy in the
Brandora,
garden.
you... now you thinking about a singing curse earlier, nothing. But now you're putting it together with the name Shemshime. You vaguely remember a town where there was some mysterious deaths and something about singing.
Okay.
And there was... it's almost like a fairy tale. It's not a bit of history, you don't think. Gooseberry, you've heard a story, or you remember someone mentioning a fairy tale that they were told as a kid. And, in fact, the name seems more familiar more recently. And through a bit of dumb luck, you realise you actually seen it written down very recently. You get it as a fairy tale with sort of a morality tale, something about being nice to animals or getting mauled or doing your chores or being drowned, stuff like that, just some weirdness. But also you think, in that room with that horrified singing man, you saw that word written down somewhere on an open book.
No, I think no, really. It was, there was a little tale. It was one of the tales I heard. There was about the name, and then there was a shoe shine salesman who had a really catchy tune, and then everyone died. And the moral is that you should think out your business plans before you make investments, and be careful when signing contracts with the bank. And I think I saw it written down next to the Screaming Man.
Could that mean anything?
Probably. Maybe we should go. Maybe someone should go look at that.
Shemshime, Shemshime.
Well, you've all gone very strange, so I'll go, seeing as I'm the only one who's not looking wide-eyed at this point.
So,
I think
you're
I'll
heading
make
back
my way
into...
back by this time.
Yeah, you're heading back into the room with the singing man?
Yeah.
So there are now
reluctantly
some
follow.
books spread around the floor that you knocked off the table. There are 3 books with their pages scattered everywhere.
Just slap the man.
You're going to slap the man again?
Not right now. Not necessarily. Maybe, but I want to see if I can see this book that Gooseberry's been going on about that says the name in it.
I'm going to see if I can see this book.
Yes. So on the desk there is a sort of a ledger, which is a bit different. The other books in this room seem to be books that belong to the library. They are slightly different. But open on the table there is a list of repairs needed books. So these are ones that are waiting to be done. There are 4 titles there. Festivals and Festivities of Ancient Cormyr, replace cover. Living a Dream, 3 Years Among Stone Giants, replace cover. Shemshime's Bedtime Rhyme, replace spine. And Halfling Superstitions, rebind. Is written on the book. In the book, not on the book. That'd be a weird title.
Clearly it's got a broken spine. Is it something to do with the book? Should we find the book?
Wouldn't it be one of the ones that's here on the desk? Is that...
I mean, there were some on the desk. They've now been punched onto the floor.
Does one of them have a broken spine?
Yeah.
The covers have come off 2 of them. The pages have come out of the 3rd. There is no Shemshime's Bedtime Rhyme. There are the other 3 titles. They are clearly visible on the floor.
Where's Galeby?
Galeby is is trying very hard not to hum and sort of curled up on the floor next to the chair that her father sat in.
Galeby, sweetie, did you read a book of rhymes that your papa was working on?
There was a book. I didn't read it. It sang a song and then it was gone. I don't know where it went. Where did it go?
Where did you last have it?
In here.
Where in here, specifically?
Crinkle and I were reading the books and then... Oh, the lights start flickering again. Oh dear. And then it was gone. I haven't seen it since.
Where's this Crinkle everybody keeps talking about?
Downstairs in her room.
Well, could she have the book? Should we go and talk to this Crinkle?
I should look after Papa.
How do we get to the room?
It's downstairs. If you go down near my room, then Crinkle's room is the one at the very end. I don't think we should be singing.
No.
I confess, I'm getting sick of it. Let's go and find this Crinkles.
Yeah. I take one of the small bottles of coloured liquid off the brace across my chest and say, give your father this, it might help.
Okay. I mean, as you leave the room, she does. What have you given this child?
It is a bottle of coloured water.
You literally are a fraud.
Yeah.
That's such a dick move.
You've given her a placebo.
Yeah.
She totally believes you, though. She thinks it's going to help. Her insight is not good. Okay, as you head out back into the main room, you see there is still no sign of Varnir. Tula is sat staring, sort of not in the same way as Edbert, clearly in themselves, but sort of fighting something in their own head a little bit, and humming. And again, the word Shemshime is coming out clearer and clearer every time it cycles round. As you walk across the room, Geranium has the highest perception and notices you each have 2 shadows now. That wasn't the case moments ago.
Something funny going on with this lighting.
Take care not...
No, really, look at the shadows.
If you don't want to lose your mind, be sure to scrub shoes with Shemshime.
I'm going to, prod both of them with my stick.
Okay. You prod one. You hit the wooden floor.
Mm-hmm.
You prod the other, and its hand reaches up and grabs your stick. Everyone roll initiative.
Does Grumbles have a shadow as well? Grumbles has consistently succeeded all of his impressive...
Grumbles just has the one shadow at the moment.
4 initiative.
5.
13.
Okay, so we have... I was going to write initials and everyone's got bloody G names. Okay. So Geranium was... What was Geranium? Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Sarah.
Geranium's is 13.
13. Gooseberry?
5.
5. And Brandora?
4.
4. And... well, let me just roll everyone else's.
I'll change it to Grendora if it makes it easier.
No! I will do a murder. Okay. So, top of the round, the shadow that has grasped your stick, Brandora, is going to reach up and try to put its hand through your chest.
Okay.
If I can find its damn attacks. 1 moment. Why is that not showing up? So I'm going to roll an attack. What is your AC?
My AC is 13.
Okay, well, I've rolled 14 on the dice, so that's going to hit.
Yeah.
Before I figure out what I'm adding. Oh my. 1. And another one of those is 8 plus... Okay, that is 10 necrotic damage.
Ooh, I am not good.
That is a nasty hit, and your strength drops by 1.
Okay. Let's score or modifier?
Score.
Right.
Which...
10 necrotic. Got it.
Yeah, so this shadow version of yourself has its hand through your chest right now. And is grinning at you. Like, there are no features, but you can feel its smile. Which brings us to... Why can I not read my own writing? I'm assuming that's Geranium.
Excellent.
It begins with a G. It somewhat narrows it down. Geranium, your shadow, this shadow has stepped up, but you can also now see that one of your shadows has a little bit more form than the other. As does Gooseberry's.
I think Geranium does the posh lady shriek. Just lashes out, and out of one of the gardening gloves there comes this bramble with very nice blackberries on it. And I'm going to cast Thorn Whip. And hit it.
Roll an attack.
Yes. How do you figure out what your attack is?
Your spell attack, it's somewhere. I mean, it's +7.
Cool. Dirty 20.
Oh, that very much hits. Roll your damage.
3.
I mean, that is a good start. So as this thing's head detaches from the floor, it starts to become more 3D. The whip wraps around its throat and then ceases to exist because it's a magical one. It's there for a moment. But it does seem to be doing some damage. Yeah, that is 3 damage. I can do maths. Lovely. And in fact, it immediately retaliates as a similar whip forms and lashes out at you. That is a 19 to hit.
Ooh, yeah, obviously. Yes.
That is 7 necrotic damage.
Fair.
And your strength is drops by 2. Not rolling great on that D4.
Sorry, how many damage was that? 7?
7 necrotic.
Cool.
And the whip again wraps around your throat in an exact mirror. And you feel strength draining down the whip.
My strength is very bad. I have a strength of 8. It's very exciting.
Ooh.
Oh no. Which brings us to... Oh no, the other shadow. 4s and 5s, people. Oh, dear me.
I got a
not a
+3
good
to
round,
initiative
was
and I
it?
rolled a 2.
Yeah. So, Gooseberry, your shadow also reaches up, but not knowing what you're going to do in a turn of attack, it does the same thing as Rendora's one and just reaches its hand towards your throat and chest. Oh, but that is a... Oh, I don't know what yours... I see is that's a 10 to hit. Does that hit?
I sort of start windmilling backwards out of its reach. Does it, is it still attached to me? Does it still follow after me? Is it still stuck to my feet?
No, it's not actually stuck to your feet. As you move your feet, it does not match your movements. It was just hiding, as it were.
I shriek like a 14-year-old girl. Because, Jesus Christ, this is horrifying.
It opens its mouth to shriek, mirroring you, but there is no sound. It's just this horrible open mouth.
That's disconcerting.
Which brings us to your go, Gooseberry.
Gooseberry is going to scream, pull the hockey stick. She's grabbed the hockey stick already, I think, in this moment, and sort of snaps it in half. It's one of those ones that's got a little connecty bit, because I need this to get away. And he's going to swipe with one of the halves of the hockey stick at the shadow in front of her.
Okay,
Using
make an
kind of
attack.
like tonfa.
Yeah. That's 13.
That hits.
Okay.
Not a very high AC, these things.
Yeah. So 8 damage for what it's worth. And can I see a path that will take me? Can I see a path that will take me as far as I can get, 40 feet away? Preferably in a straight line, so I can still see what's going on. That will not bring me next to anyone else with double shadows or these creatures.
Yes, to be honest, you can head back the way you came. There is no sign of it. There's a cross in the center of the library that is just open corridor between bookshelves, so you can head forward or back either way.
Then I take a second swipe, 14 to hit.
That hits.
With the other hockey stick, half, for 6 damage. This thing,
it swipes through, and where your hockey sticks pass through, there is, it pulls back together, but you're seeing through it now. There are gaps. You've done some nice damage.
Okay, and I'm going to go, Grumbles! Heal! And run 40 feet away. And because of the mobile feat, I have made a melee attack against this, so it does not get an opportunity attack on me
Very nice.
when I run away. I get 40 feet away, and then I've used up my bonus action and everything, but for flavour, I shove the hockey sticks halves into the little hockey stick holder and get my violin case off my back and in front of me, ready for the next round.
Lovely. Okay, which brings us to Brendora.
Okay,
There's a shadow with its hand in your chest.
yeah, I'm gonna try and whack it on the head.
Good shout.
Yeah. Okay, that is a dirty 20 to hit.
Oh, that definitely hits.
Okay, so that is 7 bludgeoning.
Okay, I should check. No one's got magical weapons at the moment except the magic person.
No, unfortunately not.
Didn't think
I
so.
mean, yeah, technically now I have a shillelagh that I might use, so I don't know if that affects anything for you DM-wise.
If you cast Shillelagh, the weapon becomes magical.
Cool.
Your Thorn Whip is a magical attack. I'm taking it's it's not a physical whip. You're casting a spell, so
Yeah.
And
it is magical damage I'm taking out.
That's a 12 on the martial arts.
Is that your bonus action attack?
Yes.
Yeah. So that does just hit.
Okay. And I'm going to spend a key point to do flurry of blows.
Lovely.
Right, so that's an extra 3. I'll roll the other 2 to hit. That is 13 and a 17, so both of those should hit.
Does Flurry of Blows give you 2 extras? Is your second attack
It says
a bonus
you
action?
spend a key point to make 2 unarmed strikes as a bonus action. So okay, I'll roll 1 then.
Yeah, so it's 3 attacks total you get.
Yep. Okay, that is a 16 to hit.
Yeah, that hits. So roll some damage.
An extra 1.
Okay, well, it's again, you think just about as much damage as the other one's taken. It's where your fist is sort of, you do push it back so its hand is no longer in your chest at least.
Yeah.
And where you're hitting it, there's like motes of smoke coming out, and you're actually seeing through it in places. It's less holding together than it was. But it is horrifying.
Yeah.
These things are nasty.
Yes, I remember.
Yes, we
Oh,
all
yes.
remember.
We all remember Jason.
I
been
saw
a
they had
while,
them. I was
though.
like, well, let's do these. Everyone's favourites. Is everyone still singing?
I'm going
Scream
to try
singing, but
not
yeah.
to.
I think I'm too busy concentrating on other things to not be singing, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fair enough. Good to know.
If I am,
Okay.
it will have been punctuated by some key eyes.
Okay, so top of the round, we're back to our... Let's see, actually, since everyone's singing, the fireflies are flickering again. And it is... You're getting moments of darkness, which with these things in front of you is awful. Like,
Crashed an errata.
Yeah.
Anyone though?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah. No, the second it was too shallow, it was like Okay,
we're in
I'm
a
punking
library
that.
as well.
we're in a library.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So the one in front of you, Brendora, rolls a cocked dice.
I'll take that.
That's a 2 on the dice. That's a whole 6. Does a 6 hit you?
It does not, mercifully.
Oh, that cocked one was either a 1 or a 14 as well. The 14 would have been nice. Oh well.
That
would
would have
have.
been very bad for me.
If the 14 had hit, if it'd been a 1, well, I'd been
Yep.
fine. But a 2 does not hit. So
Nope.
it tries to mimic your punches, but you've just done what it did. You know what's coming, so you
Block,
just...
block.
Yeah, you are immediately ready. You've seen that they're mirroring your moves. You know how to
Yeah.
block this. Which brings us to... I wanted to call you Gardenia. That is not your name.
That's
That is the
pug's name,
Chihuahua.
not the pug. That's the Chihuahua's name.
Why all these small dogs?
Too many stupid names and stupid dogs.
Geranium. The shadow is now in front of you.
More posh lady screaming. "Ah!" And just like I grab a spade from my bag, a really like implausibly big one for the size of bag that I had because I didn't describe it in my initial outfit. So I've essentially just got a spade from nowhere, even though it is actually in my inventory.
All that hammer space.
Fantastic.
Yeah. If you cast Shillelagh, can you hit somebody on the same turn? I cannot
Is
remember.
it an action or a bonus action?
I need to figure that. I looked this up like a second ago and I've already forgotten. I'm really sorry. No, it's a bonus action. It says BA.
You can cast it as a bonus action and use your action to hit.
Excellent. I'm gonna tap the spade on the ground and it gets some like super posh roses up the side of it. And I smack the shadow on the head. Not very gracefully.
Roll an attack.
Bang.
And you're using wisdom because it's your shillelagh. So it's the same as your spell attack.
Awesome.
Okay, so that's a 12, sadly.
That just hits. That is the
No
armor class.
way, that's exciting. I need a D8. That's 7 damage.
Okay, well,
7 of them.
7 whole damage.
Yes.
So it's like the spade slices through, which is a little disconcerting because it is your form. But it does reform behind slowly, and there's sort of smoke coming off it, but it is holding together. But it's almost like flickering with the light of the fireflies at this point. And it pulls a spade out from seemingly nowhere and attempts to do the same thing to you. Oh, what the hell? These things can't roll. That's a 10 to hit.
No, thankfully. That would
Friend
suck.
dice is on your side. Yeah, so it tries to do the same, but again, you've seen what it's just done. You know to block. So these things not that bright. Which brings us to the other one, which does not have enough does have exactly enough movement to reach.
God damn it, it's got 40 feet of movement. Right.
Yeah, but you were walking next to each other. I'm going to see whether it's going to risk the attack of opportunity. How smart is this fella? Ooh, it's not very smart. So it does step out of the range of the other two, because you were walking quite close together, I assume? So the three of you were all pretty much together.
I must have been a bit apart because
Gooseberry would be slightly ahead.
Would have been,
because-
because slightly ahead or slightly behind, because otherwise I would have spaced out
The
my
others would have.
attacks so that their shadows wouldn't have gotten to me.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that we'd be pretty close to each other. We were literally walking somewhere together, weren't we? So...
I mean, roll a luck check, Brendora and Geranium. See if you're close enough to this thing to get a...
15?
Luck check, okay.
Yeah.
5.
Okay. Brendora, you're not close enough, but...
Yeah, no.
Geranium, if you want to do a opportunity attack,
yes.
you can.
Do a spade attack.
Yes.
With the spade, that's really good. That's a 24.
I mean, that very much hits. That double hits. because
Excellent.
It's twice the armor class. But yeah.
And that
Roll
is...
some damage.
9. 9 of the damage.
That is how many hit points it had. So the shadow goes for your child, which, to be honest, you don't generally care about that much. You're not that bothered. But from somewhere, there is a motherly instinct that you've never felt before and probably will never feel again. And
For
you
the first and
decapitate.
last time.
And it's weird because this shadow looks like your child and you're decapitating it. But somehow that's protecting your child?
All you know is that suddenly there's all this rage and you just need to vent it.
Slop its head off with the fucking spade.
And it disintegrates.
That was pretty satisfying and
melts
unnerving.
into the floor. And that's that one gone. Which brings us to Gooseberry's turn. You've just seen your mother kill a shadow. That's cool.
Yeah, and I'm shaking. I unbuckle the I put down and unbuckle the violin case, so it's like you can't quite see what I'm doing.
Darling, now's not the time for a song. But enough of that going on.
Buckle Squash says, "A real lady always carries a sidearm." And sharpshooter, I bring up a heavy crossbow and shoot the shadow version of my mother through the head.
Please kill each other. It is amazing if you do. You'll have to
It's
do
a 14 to hit.
That hits. But it's non-magical damage.
It's non-magical damage. It is 22 non-magical damage.
Because sharpshooter, I mean, that is so much. And it did not have that many hit points. So it's... goes right past your mother's ear and through the shadow's forehead. And it just sort of bursts as it goes through the shadow. It's like a little firework of shadow. And is gone.
Excuse me, since when were you a decent shot? When did this happen?
Literally, 2 years ago, when I became captain of the marksman's team.
That's very impressive at the age of 8.
I just wordlessly, I'll try and resist the hum. What role is it to resist humming?
At this point, it's just concentration.
Okay, well,
So you can manage it, but it does take concentration.
I just wordlessly reload the crossbow with one of the bolts from the violin case.
Excellent. Brendora, there is one
and
shadow
I'm going to
left.
run 40 feet further away, as long as I've still got a line on this, because
At this point, you will be hitting a wall.
Okay, fair enough.
Or will you be hitting the door of the room with the singing man in it?
You know what? I'm staying put and letting the grumbles catch up with me. It's cool.
You can get another 10 feet before you hit that door.
Yeah.
Unless you have any other actions, Brendora, there is a shadow with your face.
Okay. I am going to attempt to poke it in the eye with my quarterstaff.
Poke away.
Okay, that's a 17 to hit.
So much hitting. Roll some damage.
Alright. That is... Yes! Okay, that's 10 bludgeoning.
Okay, it is shaking but hanging on. There is... Basically, it's not reforming where your staff went through it, but the shape is holding together.
Okay, I've got a martial arts, which is an 8... Oh no, a dirty 20 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, I'm gonna spend a key point. That's an extra 3 bludgeoning damage. Does that take it down?
It's still just hanging on.
Okay, I am gonna spend a key point to do Flurry of Blows again, and I'm going to use my Hand of Healing feature.
Cool.
Which allows me to use one of the attacks I would do for Flurry of Blows to heal myself a little bit. Or to heal any other creature, really, that I'm within arm's reach of. But essentially, I'm going to flavour it that as I'm sort of winding up to punch this thing in the face, I sort of knock myself across the jaw and backhand it. So, that is going to be another to hit roll. Oh, that's a natural 20.
I mean, yeah, this is going to kill it.
Okay.
Yeah. So, since it's the last shadow, describe how you kill the shadow.
Okay, so, again, I'm winding up with this thing. I shock myself across the jaw, and you actually kind of see her form sort of stand upright and flex a little bit. And then she backhands the thing across the face. The head detaches from the body.
Nice. And as it sort of rolls across the floor, it melts down into the ground and is gone.
Okay, and I regain some hit points.
Yay!
Very handy. And as that happens, and there is a moment of quiet, the singing from the other room seems to have stopped for a moment. But then another voice starts to sing. Only this time it is singing. From somewhere else, you can hear a song. See a mother scything wheat, forgotten husband sleeping near. With one swing she took his feet, with another took his ear. Oh, does the shadow have a name? Shemshime, Shemshime. Causes grief, avoids the blame. Shemshime, Shemshime. See, a dog knows how to heal, never heeds plea nor command. Mother gave it a tasty meal, dog chose instead to eat her hand. Oh, does that shadow have a name? Shemshime, Shemshime. Causes grief, avoids the blame. Shemshime, Shemshime. See a son doing his chore, washing clothes for folk in town. Fell into the river's roar, sank to the bottom and he drowned. Oh, does that shadow have a name? Shemshime, Shemshime. Causes grief, avoids the blame. Shemshime, Shemshime. And we'll find out who's singing after these no doubt important messages.
Kept up really stubborn stains.
Oh, wow. If you have enjoyed the book Shemshime's Midnight Rhyme, you may also enjoy titles such as Tick-Tock's Midnight Chime, Heave-Ho's Mountain Climb, Socksack's Serial Crime, Meep Mop Clears the Grime, Mindy Miggins's Mysterious Mime, Old Dog Still in His Prime, and 101 Uses for Ectoplasmic Slime. All these titles and more available at the Chex Notes Library today.
And welcome back. So, you are standing in the central room having just destroyed apparitions of yourselves, and you hear somewhere a voice singing. What would you like to do? I have sent the lyrics to the chat. Everyone else has just heard it. I'm sure they'll come up again. If they're relevant, they'll come up again. Dear listeners, don't worry.
I'm getting an instinct that either we should go towards that and try and stop it, or stay as far away as possible.
Well, hold on a minute.
I'm
Are
a
we
bit-
all here? Like, there's the chap in the other room and his daughter. There were the two other librarians. There's us. Anyone else not accounted for?
There's me.
Crunchy.
There's-
Crinkle? Is that their name? Was it Crinkle?
Crinkles, that was it. Yeah.
Yes.
So you've not seen Crinkle yet. Currently, Varnir is not visible, and Tula is sort of sat. They did not react at all to that fight. They're sat humming to themselves.
We've got me, you, Mama. We've got Crumbles and Geranium.
That's me,
That's-
darling.
Sorry, Geranium and Gardenia. Crumbles
Just keep it happened.
and Gardenia. That's everyone
Yes.
important. We've got you, Dr. Katrin.
Oh yeah, you have a false name. Don't...
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Dr.
Cold
Cold
Grip.
Grip. Yes.
Cold Grip, yep.
Cold Grip, that was it.
Good.
I just closed that page.
Really
That's all good.
good punching there.
Yes, it's all in the wrist and
Yeah, it's
the
fisticuffs.
arm and the shoulder. Just a quick thing: if the other two librarians are sort of sat humming to each other, I'm just
One of them's not in here. One of them's not
okay.
visible. There's one visible here. One somewhere you don't know where. And then there's the child and her father in the room, which in fact is the direction this other new voice is coming from.
okay. I am just gonna wave my hand in front of Tula's face to see if they react.
They do. They're not entirely frozen like Ebder was. They look up at you, sort of wide-eyed, and just continue humming. Oh,
You had any problems with people having too many shadows recently?
what? No. Shadows. No.
Yeah,
What?
too many shadows. Very, very murderous. In the library.
What's the shadow's name?
Didn't stop to ask, but it looked like us.
I assume Shemshine, come on. Anyone else?
Shemshime.
Really, just like biting my tongue, trying to avoid humming now. Maybe we should check out Crinkle's room. I can
Yes,
show
let's
you
go.
where
All
to
right,
get
yes.
to shine. And just like,
Okay.
furiously head off in the direction of Crinkle's room.
Okay. So you can head down. You head down the stairs, back the way you came previously. So you've been down here before.
Past the creepy dolls.
Past the room full of the creepy, mutilated dolls.
That's a point, actually. If we're passing,
I mean, I left the
Is
door
it
wide
enough
open.
of an obvious thing that we would make the connection between that and the lyrics that we heard?
The lyrics are still going. The song has not stopped. It is repeating. So, yes, I would say you would probably, if you look in the room as you pass, you would probably put 2 and 2 together.
So wait. Look at this. Look at this. What?
That's quite weird.
Like it's uncanny that the drowned person, the one with the hand off, the dog.
Did the little girl set those up?
Yes. She said it was. I commented that it looked like a bad dog, and she said that bad dogs get to eat people's hands, so it's fun.
That's what the song's saying, darling.
Oh.
Do you think it's her? Do you think she's done it?
Well, it can't be her that's singing now because she's back in the other room.
I sort
The
of
singing was coming from that direction, but it wasn't her voice.
Yeah.
kind of glance between. I just sort of look silently to you, Mama, and then to the tip of my crossbow bolt, and then back in the direction we came from.
Let's check out this room.
Okay.
Check out Crinkly, and then go back and see.
What we do about...
Yes.
Right?
Good idea. Skull mask goes down again.
Okay. You've been told that it's the room at the end, and the door is not locked. You can hear voices talking, quite low. You can't quite make out the words, especially not over the singing that's coming from upstairs. It's somewhat distracting and very piercing. In fact, you don't think you should be able to hear it as well as you did. You can from here. It hasn't got any quieter if you've moved away from it. But you reach the door. Are you going straight in?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because Geranium would never consider not.
What is knocking? I'm
Yeah.
too
What is
posh
knocking?
to
What-
knock. My
what
knuckles
is
are
subtlety?
fragile and I don't care what you're doing in there. I'm going in.
So Varnir is inside the room. As you open it, you see I'm going to find the description of this room. So this room is full of fireflies and firefly larvae. In fact, it's larval fire. Larvae.
Larvae.
Yeah, I don't need a nest on that. There's too many letters. Anyway, there is the wingless larval form of the fireflies crawling over everything. They are everywhere, glowing. So that this room is probably the brightest in the library, but still entirely lit by fireflies. There is a canvas hammock hanging between two pillars, and an engraving of a goat wearing a crown, leaning against one of the walls.
Fucking goat lord.
I'm not really sure why or what the relevant. I'm sure there's something about it.
Ham?
But there it is. And sat in the hammock, there is a very old, sort of hunched over Kenku form. A lot of feathers missing, greying, and eyes slightly misted in one of the eyes, so not fully blind, but maybe a cataract or something, reduced vision in that side anyway. And Varnir is standing beside her, just looking a bit frustrated and a bit panicked.
Crinkles, Crinkly. What was the name?
Yes,
again?
this one Crinkle. I Crinkle, yes.
Just the one Crinkle. Okay.
Yes. One Crinkle.
Don't suppose you know what the fuck is going on, do you?
Crinkle doesn't know what's going on. What's going on?
As I was telling you, Crinkle, the book. Where is the book?
I don't know, Crinkle doesn't know anything about books. No books here.
We're in a library.
It's a library. To be fair, though, this room is shorter on books. This is the first room you've been in that isn't full of books.
It's just somebody sat in the heart of a library. There's no books here. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Does this look like the place that Crinkle lives, or
You'd say this is probably Crinkle's bedroom.
Right, yeah, okay.
There are a lot of books here. We're in a library.
Yeah.
Crinkle doesn't know about any books. Crinkle knows the fireflies.
Yes, Crinkle, thank you.
No books in here. This is Crinkle's room.
were you... Hello, hi, I'm Gooseberry. I'm armed, and I'm just wondering, did you read a book called Shemshime's Bedtime Rhymes with Gail? B. Yeah, Gooseberry is like a little wide-eyed.
I didn't read Shemshime's Singles. No reading the books. I don't read books. I don't.
Is Crinkle singing?
Not at this moment. No.
You're not singing.
I don't let the word. Don't let them in. Not anymore. No, we don't sing.
Right.
But, everyone else here around is, apparently. Why are you able to not?
I sang and then it went dark. I stopped singing.
Oh,
The light
probably
came
a
back.
good idea.
Right.
How long ago was that?
It was dark here a moment ago, and then, as Crinkle says, she stopped singing. I recommended it. Crinkle's been here a long time, and not as long as I have, but I felt I should check on her.
We need to find this book, don't we?
We do need to find this book.
Would it be in the section it's supposed to be in? Has anyone checked there?
I genuinely did not. The section it's supposed to be in it's supposed to be in for repairs, but I didn't think to look at the shelf.
Tell us where it is and we can go and check.
Okay, it's in the children's section.
All right.
I will show you where to go. Crinkle, please stay here. Don't touch anything. Don't move anything. Don't take anything.
No, Crinkle doesn't take things.
Do I believe her?
Do we see
roll
her just
inside.
taking a thing
Roll.
as she says this?
Roll an insight.
I love.
That she seems legit.
Yeah.
That is. Sorry, I can't find my insight. I don't know what any of my
Pure
skills
as a
are.
driven
16.
snow, Crinkle.
Ooh, okay, let's see what Kanku's charismas are. Okay. I'm gonna say you match it, you beat it, because Crinkle also got a 16 on deception. Crinkle takes stuff. Everyone else, you can entirely believe Crinkle. Crinkle's very persuasive. Crinkle definitely takes stuff.
Narrow my eyes at Crinkle.
Crinkle didn't take no books. Crinkle doesn't take books.
I'm going to say that insight check continues for Geranium at least. And so that's not entirely a lie. Crinkle doesn't take books necessarily, but there's more to it than that. It's not honest.
Like, carefully worded.
I mean, Crinkle's not really thinking about her words, but it's not an entire lie.
What
But it's
do
not
you
entirely
take
true.
then? What is it you take if you don't take books?
Crinkle doesn't take things.
You're
Roll a persuasion
lying.
check. Roll persuasion.
Okay. 19.
Okay.
Wow. Hello.
Crinkle just looks very sad, but here's go to. Okay, Crinkle does take things sometimes. She's been known to, should we say, borrow possessions of other people working here. And if we're not careful, visitors. I don't believe she's taken anything of yours, has she?
Check.
I'm
Do
gonna
a quick
check
inventory of all my stuff.
Crinkle has not currently Crinkle hasn't left this room, to be fair, and also
Fair.
did not roll well or to do anything subtly now, so Crinkle's not managed to take anything off any of you.
No, I don't think so. You didn't take anything that would be causing any mysterious singing, did you?
Crinkle doesn't know anything about singing.
You said
think-
you were a minute ago.
We all have been. I think it is best we try and find this book.
All right.
Shall we follow the terrifying singing?
So,
I hated to ask, but who that? I mean, it's clearly not one of you three.
well, it's not
No.
any of us. It's not you. It's not Tula.
Oh, damn.
Edba was screaming, singing horrendously, and then we left him with his daughter, who made the...
Yeah, we left
He
him
does-
with the small child.
Yes.
He does seem to have stopped. Has anyone... Okay. And Vanya runs out the room.
Okay.
Saunter out.
Just for fun, before we leave, I'm going to pick Grumbles up and just hold Grumbles' puggy face up to Crinkles. Grumbles is watching you. And I just want to do an intimidation check for
Roll
Grumbles.
intimidation.
Because Grumbles has the best intimidation score, technically. I think it was a 7, but
Grumbles-
that was with a +4.
Crinkles is watching Grumbles.
It's about as intimidating as a bug would be.
It's intimidating as a pug held by a 14-year-old girl, yeah.
I was hoping for the unsettling factor. Take my
I
pug.
rush off in the direction of the children's section.
Okay. The
I'm going to
children's
go
section.
towards the singing.
Okay.
I'm going to continue. Let's split the party. I'm going to follow Mama.
Okay. Brandora, you get to the children's section quite easily. It's clearly labelled. The books are brighter colours. Give me an
The shelves
investigation
are easy
check.
to reach.
Aww.
Well, there's more ladders. The ladders are...
So many ladders.
Yeah, the ladders have those extra little children steps in between the normal steps, so children can climb them. But it's still very high. It's very unsafe. I'll give you an investigation check quickly as the others.
Investigation.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not terrible. That's a 14.
Okay, I mean the books are alphabetical. It's not a hard one, and you look under S, and yeah, you quickly notice there is a gap on the shelf where you think it would be.
Right, there
So
it is.
it
Fine.
is not there.
Someone checked where it's supposed to be there. Because can you
Because it
imagine?
creepily reappeared.
It's just in the decimal system
Okay,
the whole
just a
time.
having established it's not here, I will rush back to the others.
Yeah, we get back
I'm
into
dashing
that.
the whole way.
You will get. Well, the other. Are you heading towards the sound of the singing? Did you say?
Yes.
The other
Yeah.
two. Yeah. So you'll get there a little before
After
Brandora gets to you.
Vanya.
Yeah. So you all three of you run into. It's coming from the room that you left Edbur and Galeby in.
And now
Galeby-
they're near it.
Yeah. Edbur is now unconscious. There's no sign of any new injuries, but a lot of, besides the bruise you left on him. And Galeby has got her fingers in her ears and is desperately trying not to sing along to the words, but occasionally a word is slipping out. The sound of the singing is coming from behind a door further in the room that no one has looked in yet.
Anyone know
Does this-
who's in there? Anyone?
There should not. There is no one else in the there should not be anyone else in the library.
Well,
Does this
clearly
door have
there
a
is.
keyhole?
I mean, that room is full of fireflies. There is nothing but fireflies in there that I know of.
Well,
Does this door have a keyhole?
I'd say no. There's a bolt on this side, but there is not a keyhole.
Right. Okay, fair.
Mama,
yes.
I'm looking at your bag of just vegetables. Have you got any gooseberries in there? Or just...
Obviously.
Yes. I'm just going to reach in, take 10 gooseberries, and take a little bottle of something from out of my little Girl Scouts kit, and just, shake it over the gooseberries. And I cast Goodberry. And I'm going to keep it... Yeah, there's enough for me to keep one. So I'll take 4. So I give both of you 3 little, slightly like covered in a weird spice gooseberries. Mistress Buckleswash said these are good for reviving people who are having a bit of the faints in a dire straits. So, if need be, we can just pop one and carry on. These will restore 1 hit point when consumed.
Excellent.
Aww.
3 gooseberries.
But it's an action to consume each one, so like it's more like between. It's good for bringing someone back up from being down, or for in between. But when you don't have time for a short rest.
Oh, well done, darling. That's very impressive for the age of 7. It changes every time.
Yeah.
Just
I love it.
double check the cocking on the crossbow.
Well, we're going through this bloody door then.
You can. It's not currently bolted.
I was going to say, I would... we're making sure everyone else is ready, unbolt it, and peer inside.
Come along, Pringles.
You open the door and you find a room full of thousands of fireflies. This even makes Crinkle's room look dark. There are dozens of glass terrariums on every wall, and there is a sort of a gentle blinking noise as the fireflies bounce off the glass. This is clearly where they keep the adult fireflies, for the most part. There is also the sound of singing, but no immediately obvious source.
Who's there?
It just continues singing.
How big is this room?
Not very big. This is quite small. Maybe
Okay.
10 feet across.
Okay. I am going to cross the threshold, but I'm going to have my my quarterstaff sort of brushing the floor in front of me. So like it touches wherever I then put my feet.
Okay.
And I start sort of like sweeping it from side to side.
Oh, someone want to do something?
I was going to.
Before I-
No. You do.
Make a perception check for me, Brendora.
Okay. Yep, another world beater. That is a 5.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
Yeah, you don't notice anything in particular.
Level 4.
I'm gonna. Can I take out a candle from my various Girl Scouts kits?
Yep.
And use. I presume we've got a little tinderbox
Yeah.
to light it.
You hear a sharp intake of breath from Vernier, who does not like open flames in a library, but
Just
they don't do
after
anything
you've
to
lit
stop
it,
you.
I click my fingers and light flame with Drew crap. Sorry, darling, bit late.
Thank you, Mama. I hold it up towards the colonies of fireflies, and I'm going to cast Speak with Animals, and putting a hand in front of the flame and rapidly going back and forth like I'm fucking Morse coding. I'm gonna try and talk to the fireflies and sort of Morse code to them. Hello. Did you see anyone who's not a firefly come in here recently?
Does the shadow have a name?
Oh no.
Wow.
Shemshime.
Oh, that is
Does his
disturbing.
grief a voice of flame? Shemshime.
What's
I don't know
horrifying
what
is
the
that
fuck we
tuned into this
expected.
focus, like thousands of them are all just echoing.
You are
there.
hearing the voice of every firefly in this room singing along at the same time as the voice that's coming from somewhere in the room.
Does it sit like? I mean,
I'm seeing them basically like semaphore this, but with this perspective, from this perspective, does it seem like the sound is also coming from them?
There is a separate voice. There is definitely a separate voice that is singing somewhere. Coming from somewhere in this room.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I keep it going for the minute or 10 minutes or however long I'll speak with Platt.
Is it a concentration spell?
No. It just lasts 10 minutes.
So you can stop yourself singing at the same time.
No, I just kind of go. I just keep the little flame carefully. Actually, I'll blow the flame out for the moment, but I can relight it because naked flames. And just, actually, no. For the way this spell works, so let's say that the flame just continues burning down over the next 10 minutes. This tiny little candle, and then I have until that finishes to keep doing this weird little semaphore check. But I choose not to share this horrifying information.
Yeah, because every firefly in the library is doing it. They're everywhere.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Would anyone like to do anything in this room full of singing fireflies and a mysterious voice?
Just looking if I've got anything. I mean, I just want to have a look around for hidey holes or anything.
Yes. Please make an investigation or perception check.
Yes.
No one has yet.
I'd like to take a look around as
We're all
well.
fucking idiots.
Perception
I'm so
and
sorry.
investigation, but let me know which one you do.
Perception. And that's a whole 8, despite how good my modifier is.
Natural 20 on investigation.
Thank God.
Oh, okay. No, you're going to find it. You're going to find all the things. It's not a high DC. It is over 8, though.
Really?
So, you notice, first of all, that the sound of Brendora's staff scraping along the floor is not quite regular, like it's across a smooth wooden floor. What Brendora didn't notice is there is something carved into the floor that the staff is going up and over. You didn't roll high enough to notice.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. But carved into the wood of the floor, quite deep, worn in, this is not a recent carving, are the words, "Finish the rhyme." And the last letter of the E, sort of trails towards a pile of rocks, which is there are bits of rocks and stuff in here. This is an old storeroom as well. And you move them aside, and there is a little 5 feet across nook, sort of into the ground, in which there are the bones of a humanoid.
Oh.
There is a skull with a hole through the forehead, and it is singing.
Oh. Is the jaw is going up and down and...
Yeah, it's fully moving.
Oh God.
Yeah, just move these little power stones along and... So...
Does the shadow have a name? Shemshime, Shemshime.
And it's doing this. I'm not going to keep singing the song, but...
Fair.
What is it, darling?
So I point out the giant carving and say, it says, "Finish the rhyme," and there's a singing skull.
That's odd.
It's one for the scrapbook.
Does
How
the
do we
body
make
have
it
anything else with it?
It's just it's a skeleton. There's no clothes, no effects, nothing. It's
Right,
very
okay.
bare. It is just bones, and it is singing.
Okay, I am going to stick my staff in its mouth. See if that stops it.
There is the horrible clattering of teeth hitting wood, but the voice doesn't even waver. You're not sure that the voice is actually... the voice isn't actually coming from the mouth because there's
Yeah.
no vocal cords or meat.
No lungs, nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, the mouth is merely moving as a sort of ancillary effect.
Indication of.
Yeah, the
Right,
song
yeah.
continues undisturbed, but the skull, there is that extra horrible noise of old teeth on wood.
Yeah.
I think we might need to find the book, because
Yeah. All right.
like at least 16 words that rhyme with I'm. So,
All right.
Also, it might be a whole other verse or something that we just don't know.
Hang on. I call out the door. Does anyone know where the rhyming dictionaries are?
Yes,
We need
have-
one right now.
we have several.
Quick as you can.
Okay, and then he heads off to find several rhyming dictionaries.
This is the dumbest solution. I'm just standing by the skull like, lime? Time?
what
Rhyme.
was the ancient crime? No, that wasn't it.
Okay, are you doing anything with the skull other than rhyming at it?
I like to think rhyming at it for a while.
Okay, can I examine the hole on it from the point of view of, like, was this the cause of death?
Oh yeah, do a medicine check.
Yeah. Hey, okay, that is a 15.
Okay, yes, it probably was. This looks like it was not a posthumous wound, and it's pretty fatal if that happens in life.
Yeah.
It's about the right size for a crossbow bolt.
Right. In fact,
I've actually got the crossbow leveled at the hole.
I will start. I will ask, like, could I borrow one of your crossbow bolts a moment? And then I just compare the size of the bolt to the size of the hole.
I mean, yeah, it's a pretty good match. You think this person was killed by a crossbow?
All right. Well, evidently they did get that annoying.
I've got a really dumb impulse.
Do the thing!
I just
Do the thing.
It's not going to help anything like at all. Just go sick of the bloody song and just try and shut its mouth. My foot just stand on it to try and stop
Okay,
it. Stop its
make
mouth
an unarmed
moving.
attack roll.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm on the verge of snapping as well.
17.
I mean, that hits. What's your unarmed attack damage?
1 bludgeoning.
I mean, it takes a couple of the teeth fall out, but the mouth eventually pushes back open, and the song continues.
Can we
Also, it
just
didn't
stack a
actually
load
stop.
of books on it or something?
I just have a moment where I just snap and go, "Ah!" and I'll okay, so that's an 11 with sharpshooter to just fire the fucking crossbow bolt through the hole.
Unfortunately, you do fire a crossbow bolt through a hole. It goes straight through and does no damage.
All right, yeah, I thought that.
It's exactly the right size for a
All
crossbow
right, yeah.
bolt to go.
For some reason, I thought there would be more skull at the back.
It went all the way through.
Yeah,
That's how
well,
this person.
Right. Okay.
like-
But do feel free to roll another attack.
Well, we know it was
11
definitely
doesn't hit.
crossbow bolt.
Yes, Muffin, yes we do.
It's going to reach down and pull my bolt back and read.
I haven't really mentioned this up to this point, but Brandora has very thick leather gloves, so she's going to reach down, grab the skull from the back, as far away from the teeth, and attempt to gently move it away from the rest of the body.
I mean, it comes away. It's a skull that's no longer got anything to hold it to the spine.
Right. Still singing?
Yeah. And
Right.
you've got the horrible feeling it's looking at you. It's got no eyes, but you know it's looking at you.
I turn it around so it's facing the other way.
This is a room full of glass. It's looking at you in a reflection.
What if we burnt it? Would that do anything?
Well, hang on. And he puts the skull. Sorry, she puts the skull down on the floor, and sort of steps away. And I'm trying to work out if, regardless of whether or not it's actually anything physically that the skull is generating, is it the source of the sound we are hearing?
Yes, it's
Right.
definitely coming from this skull.
Okay, so we've got a load of terrarium stuff around
Yeah.
us. I'm going to open one of the terrariums and try and bury the skull.
Okay. I mean, there is like moist soil and plant life in these ones full of fireflies. And yeah, you can bury it. The song is now muffled.
It's a little bit better.
You know, that's actually helped a little. Good
Veneer
decision.
has returned with a pile of half a dozen rhyming dictionaries.
All right. Thank you very much.
I'm going to say you can take a short rest at this point
And just
spend it rhyming at a skull if you so wish.
Absolutely, that's what happens.
That is exactly what I'm doing. I'm rolling the hit points while I rhyme.
There is no effect on the skull,
We just
but you are welcome to rhyme as many words as you like. at it.
Lime,
Slime.
crime.
never caught before the crime. Wine?
Not quite, darling, not quite. Wow, there really aren't that many. Can anyone else think of any more?
Veneer and to
they-
both join you.
Enjoy and triangulate with a cosine.
Again, darling, that's an N, not an
Divine?
M.
Is that close enough? Divine? No, divine? Divine is not a word. That's not a word. I know that was a word. I work in a library. I know about books. I definitely know about books.
Yes, you should know the rhymes.
I've only got lime. I can only think of lime. And Tulip just starts crying.
Oh no.
These mortgages are now
Tea time?
prime.
Prime, yes. Prime? This is the whole
An
show.
hour of this.
Yeah.
An hour.
You spend an hour failing to rhyme.
Shall we roll? Let's
Roll
let's,
your damn
Let's
it,
roll 2d20s to see how many times the word lime gets said.
Oh no, roll a D100.
Roll d100. I like that better. Okay, we'll roll one. That is only 15 actually.
Well, I was going to add 30 to whatever you got. So that is 45.
45.
Jesus. Okay.
Not quite once a minute, but not far off.
Because there was no way it was going to be less than 30.
No, definitely not.
There is a
Right.
point about halfway through where it's just like, I will punch the next person that says lime.
Just looks
I'm
deadpan
gonna
at him.
attempt to-
Lime.
This is a point, actually. I'm going to attempt during this short rest to meditate for half an hour so I get my key points back.
Oh, you get your key
Can
points
I?
back. Yes, you can anything that you can get back on a short rest. Key points.
Okay, cool.
I think does Geranium have a way of getting a spell slot back on a?
I do, but I haven't actually used anything that is a spell slot. I've literally
you haven't, have
used
you? You're all
cantrips,
good.
so I'm fine.
If you want to use a spell before the short rest,
I don't know
If you
what
want
would
to
be
use-
helpful. Like,
cure wounds.
does anyone need a cure wounds? Actually,
I
I mean,
wouldn't
we're
say
about to
no.
take a short rest.
okay.
yeah.
We are actually.
Just because you get the spell slot back, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want one?
Unless
Sam?
you've got anything else that's more useful.
Yeah. I mean, I'm much better now that I've rolled my my hit dice, but I was looking peaky before.
Cool.
I mean, I'll use the last of the 10 minutes to see if I can get anything other than the rhyme out of the fireflies or find any other animals.
Yeah.
There are no other animals other than the pug and the chihuahua.
I look down. Did you hear anything? You see anything?
Does the shadow have a name? Oh no. It won't stop. Why won't it stop?
Oh no.
Oh, it's so sad.
Just think about big juicy bones.
Oh no, but can I eat this one here? There's a whole body.
Yes! Yes, you can!
I will ask any of the library staff who are even still vaguely compass mentis. Like, who is this? Like, where did this body come from?
Tula has no clue and is just sort of sobbing over limes.
Oh God.
Veneer is. I know that the book, whoever brought it here, was unwell in the same way and did not survive.
Is this them?
This might be them. The bones, I'd say, are the right age, or old enough.
Okay, could I do a further medicine check to ascertain a bit more about this person's identity?
Yeah,
All right, but you're racing
species?
against Grumbles.
Yeah.
Yes, you are. Do a medicine check on whatever you can pry from the mouth of a pug.
Okay. Medicine check. What does a 10 get me?
Not a huge amount, but yeah, you think these bones are probably, they've been dead at least about 100 years, so it's like the time periods certainly line up. Humanoid, probably human or elven,
Right.
but just from the stature, hard to tell.
I'm going to be so annoyed if it's a gosh darn half rhyme. One of those rhymes that sort of sound like has the vowels, but the consonants don't match up.
That would be very upsetting.
As you finish your short rest, Tula just looks up and goes, "Maybe it is lime!" And his eyes narrow. Can everybody roll me a charisma save?
Yeah.
Lol, sure.
8.
Okay.
9.
19 for me and 14 for
We need
Grumbles.
to roll for the Chihuahua. Oh, like, almost nothing for the Chihuahua, if I'm honest.
Okay. This is fun then. So, 19 for for Gooseberry.
Yep.
Gooseberry, when the word lime just sort of, you feel something try and snap inside you and you hold it back. It's like you are a lady. You don't get angry, you will be calm and controlled in this situation. The rest of you just go, "Oh, fuck no." You are charmed by something.
No.
Anyone who rolled under a 15, so that does, unfortunately,
Include Grumbles.
Grumbles the pug.
Oh no!
And you are driven for the next minute to physically harm the nearest creatures to you. So everybody roll initiative.
Oh, no. Now I
Let's
roll a
see
16.
Who is... Let me just check the modifiers, because it's close enough for Veneer and Tula. Where? I've lost my pen! I've lost it! It's gone! So, Mandora, what was that, 16?
Yep.
10 for me and 5 for Grumbles.
Oh.
Yeah, 13 for me.
13 for Geranium.
My dog does not get an initiative because it is a dog.
Yeah, no, your
not
dog is a
battle
non-com...
one. Yeah.
It is going to be chewing on your pocket.
Yeah.
You're going to have a nasty hole in the pocket, but that is all that is going to happen.
I'm also not going to, like, hurt the dog because
I am
it's
not
the
going to
closest
hurt-
thing to
Oh, no.
me, but I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, it's a small creature in your pocket that you've forgotten is there.
Yes.
Pretty much. The dog is a non-combatant. We are not hurting the pug. Ooh, dear, oh dear. Tula is quite fast.
Tabaxi.
Oh no, and has a poor charisma. So that's fun. So, top of the round, Brandora.
Okay. Who's closest to me?
You are in your right mind as yourself, but your body is moving without your real awareness. Like, you can feel something else
Okay.
driving your body to hurt, but you are still in your right mind. The nearest person to you would be... Oh, no. It's probably Grumble, because you were looking at the corpse, and Grumble is eating the corpse.
Oh, no. Okay. Well,
I don't want to kill your pug, but it is a combatant.
It is a combatant.
Well, I will make the attack, but also, if I'm within my right mind, I'm going to, if I can, attempt to leave after I do so.
Let me just check the wording of what they say about how that works. Because I want to be able to say yes, but I also want to just,
Because it's just the way that you described that suggests, like, okay, I'm being driven, compelled to do something more or less against my will.
Yeah, you're aware of what's going on around you, but you're powerless to stop yourself causing harm. So I think your movement you can probably have.
Right, okay.
Because that's more fun, I think. So,
well, I will attempt to attack Grumble. Okay, that is a 13 with the quarterstaff.
Does not hit. Grumbles is surprising. Like, you hit Grumbles, but he's just so fat. He just bounds off
like
the
a ripple.
rolls. Grumbles is AC 16. He might have the highest AC of the whole party.
Might well, actually. Okay, so martial arts then. Okay, that's gonna hit. That's a 17. But it's only a D4. 2 bludgeoning damage. And I, like, essentially, the staff goes into the dirt nearby. I then just sort of elbow the dog as I'm low enough to the ground and, like, start staggering away out of the door.
2. Surely you're adding, your dex has got to be higher than 0.
Oh, yeah, yes.
Or
That would be 4 then.
Okay. Sorry, Grumbles.
Oh.
Okay, and as you move away, I guess Grumbles, if you want, can take an opportunity
Grumbles is going to
attack.
attack his opportunity attack.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. That was the
It
6.
doesn't work? Oh dear, no, it doesn't.
Okay, so you move out of the range of the pug. Are you doing anything else with your turn? I guess you have a bonus action if you want to use it.
I do. I'm not really sure what wait. No, I don't think in my current state of mind I would have the presence of mind to shut the door after me. So I'm just going to walk out the door and go 35 feet.
Okay, you are back in... I mean, you can get to the door out of the next room, so the next room with all the books and the still unconscious form in the chair, but you do notice that Galeby is not in the room anymore. You're not sure where she's gone.
Yeah, where's she gone?
Meanwhile, I'm just like...
End of your turn, make another charisma save.
Yeah. 7.
You're still charmed.
Yep.
Okay.
Very good.
Which brings us to Geranium.
Who is nearest to me?
Who would you have been sat with while resting? Or stood with?
Who would I have been sat with?
Are you feeling maternal? Or are you more interested in the books, which are probably with one of the librarians?
I doubt I'm feeling maternal.
I don't.
Let's be honest.
Nah.
Probably one of the librarians.
Okay, so...
Probably the one not crying over limes. I think I would have
almost
found that difficult. Yeah.
You are next to Veneer, so...
I'm gonna get my spade and cast Shillelagh and just sock him in the face with it.
Okay, you sock them in the face with it.
Sock them in the face, sorry. It's Edbar who's him.
Yes, Edbar's unconscious. Please don't hit the unconscious father.
That would be very sad. Oh god. 15.
15 just hits.
Oh no. I feel really bad. The damage isn't very good though. It's only a 6. So
Okay,
yay.
they are still up, but this is a librarian. They're looking a little rough.
Oh no. Totally gonna have to bust a spell slot on the librarian.
You have good berries.
Yes, this is true.
And if you're not doing it... Oh, that is your bonus action and your attack.
It is, yeah.
At the end of your turn, roll me another save. Charisma save.
It's exactly the same as last time. like the same number, like a 9.
Okay. Well, this could end up being quite a long encounter.
Yeah, we're all fucked.
Which brings us to Gooseberry, because the librarians did not roll well. Gooseberry, you're not charmed.
Yeah, I mean, thus far I've seen Dr. Coldgrip kick my dog and then run away. And my mum just flipped out and hit the librarian with a spade. Oh.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
Okay, above a 10, I defend my dog's honour. Or below it, a 10 or below, I take out my mummy issues. Okay, it's an 8, taking out mummy issues.
I deserve it.
I'm not yet at the point where I'm actually going to try and stop this, but I have terrible strength, so fuck it. It's like, but no, Mama, what are you doing? A lady hardly, and I'm going to try and just restrain you. Athletics.
Excellent, yeah,
you're now the nearest person to me.
Yeah, I know, because I haven't realised what's going on. 14 athletics to try and restrain you.
What is...
Roll athletics or acrobatics to avoid it.
Acrobatics is slightly better, so we'll do that. 9, so no.
Nope, you
Cool.
are restrained.
I'm going to drag you with my half my movement then, 20 feet away from everyone else.
Okay, Vanir is not charmed, so does not attack you. Because this is a librarian. But at that point, it brings us to Tula's turn. And Tula's looking a little confused. And now the closest person is Vanir. Tula picks up a book and casts Shillelagh.
That's
And then bashes, or attempts to hit Vanir round the head. Ooh, hasn't rolled fantastically though. What is the plus to hit? +4 to hit. Does not hit. Hooray. Has rolled badly, and Vanir dodges the slightly glowing book. And please roll better this time, Tula. Tula shakes it off.
Okay.
And drops the book, which stops glowing immediately, and just looks at their paws, claws, hands, what tabaxis have, in horror.
Aww.
Which brings us to Vanir's turn, who is just looking confused, and that is all they will do for their turn. Back at the top of the round.
Oh, no.
Oh no! Oh, I've forgotten Grumbles.
Grumbles.
Oh no, Grumbles.
So at this point, the closest, Brenda's fucked off. Not Brenda. Brendora's fucked off. So I guess the nearest person is Vanir.
Yeah, probably at this point.
So, oh wow! Dirty 20 from Grumbles.
Oh, wow.
That very much hits. Roll Grumbles' damage.
Who launches himself forwards.
Grumbles is going for MVP at this point.
With surprising ferocity for 3 damage.
That is exactly how many hit points Vanir had.
Oh no.
Vanir is headbutted to unconsciousness by a flat-faced pug that can't quite bite.
Who still fails their charisma save.
Oh no! Which does bring us to the top of the round, Brendora.
Okay. Seeing this, if I look back, I can see this.
Yeah.
Vanir is of elven extraction, right?
Yes, Vanir's full elf.
Right. So, question is, would I be able to put together that perhaps one of the reasons why they weren't acting weird like everybody else is that it's charm magic and they aren't, or they can't be?
Roll just a general intelligence check.
Okay. Natural 20!
Yeah, you think that probably they had a better chance of resisting the charm, or resisting the effect because it was a charm effect.
Okay. So this is a difficult thing because I am aware there is a charm effect going on. I am also myself charmed. So... if I'm still compelled to harm the nearest person that's that's conscious, shall we say?
Yeah.
Who is that currently?
Probably it'll be either Gooseberry or Geranium at this point because you pulled them away from the veneer.
Pub fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was not a big room. You would have had to go out the doorway
Yeah.
or slightly into the next room to do it, so they're now closer to you.
Okay, feel free to call bullshit on this. The logic I'm using, however, is I am the nearest living thing to myself. Could I smack myself around the face?
I am going to say yes because I think that's hilarious.
Okay.
As does the thing that is controlling it, because
Yep.
I'm controlling the thing controlling you. So,
I'm just going to martial arts myself.
yep, punch yourself in the face.
Okay. Do I even need to roll to hit?
Yes, you do,
Okay.
because it's funny if you miss.
I rolled a natural
really
1. I
funny.
do miss.
You punch more books off the table. How did they even get back on the table?
Well, hang on. Did we pick them up and put them back on the table?
I don't know if you did. I think you just looked at the names.
Maybe Veneer did it on the way in.
Going to whack myself in the face with my quarterstaff then. Oh, no, I'm not. That's an 8. I don't beat my own AC.
Just knocking books off the
Part of you
shelves.
there's part of you that's still holding. You knock the same books off again. It's like, who picked them up between hits? What
Wait,
is
hang on,
happening?
hang on. Yeah, this is what?
There's no logic behind it. Roll another charisma save at the end of your turn.
2.
Oh, for pity's sake.
Oh god.
My dice hate me this evening, apparently.
So this is where we live now, Bob. So.
Okay, unless you have anything else you'd like to do, that brings us to Geranium.
Okay, actually, I'm going to use my movement. To get another 35 feet away from everybody
Okay,
else.
you are out of the room into the main library now,
Yep.
where there is no one else currently.
Yep.
Geranium.
I mean, the nearest person is definitely and unequivocally Gooseberry.
Oh, yeah.
But you are restrained, at least.
I'm just gonna let go of me, Sugar Plum, and attempt to, like backwards headbutt her.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing that says I have to try and get away from her. I just have to try and harm her, and that's
Yes.
the best way I can
Your
think
attack
of.
rolls have disadvantage.
They
Cool.
do, you are restrained.
Also, if it hits, it'll be like 1 hit point. So that is a 15. Does that hit you?
That does.
Okay, I give you a bloody nose. You take 1 hit point of damage.
Roll another charisma save.
Oh god, please. Oh no, Pops, I'm so sorry. It's a 10.
I'm going to start giving you advantage on this as this game's up, but yeah, you are still charmed. Okay. Now it is Gooseberry's turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll a Christmas save to see whether I just snap. I don't. Okay, I'm just gonna try and maintain the hold and get. Mama, snap out of it, Mama.
Oh, sorry, I just dropped something. Apologies.
Ooh, actually, give me a persuasion roll to see if you can give her an advantage on her next roll.
Oh, 17.
Yes, that'll do. Like, something is getting through. So on your next roll, Geranium,
Okay.
you'll have advantage.
Okay, I'm gonna need it, apparently.
Like,
I have a charisma modifier of 0.
to step out of this, or I'm going to have to do to you what I did to Gemma that one time she was a real grumpy boots.
Well, now I want to know what you did to Gemma the Grumpy Boots.
Anything else with your turn, Gooseberry?
I've already dragged her away from anyone else who's likely to be a threat. There's nothing else I can really do here, so I'm just gonna keep restraining my mother.
Tule has broken out of the effect and is going to use their action to do a medicine check and stabilize Veneer. Yes, that is successful. That's a dirty 20. Because they have spells and none of them are for healing.
Grumbles is going to launch himself at her now with a 14.
Them, and yes,
That's
that
right, at
hits.
them. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, both of these ones are them. They, them. Yeah, no, that hits.
I'm thinking of Crinkle.
Crinkle and... In fact, all that. Currently
Crinkle
conscious
and
NPCs
the
out
whole-
of sight.
Yeah, the whole party also she has this time.
3 damage from Grumbles. In his wild rage.
Tula's, surprisingly hardy. This is a librarian, but this is also someone who maybe has a past previous to this, because that was a bite, but it was nowhere near the effect that it had on Veneer.
13 to try and shake off the charm for Grumbles.
Grumbles really needs someone to help. Maybe next time Tula loves Grumbles, so Tula might get... Tula loves Grumbles and... whatever, Gardenia, the other one. Back to the top of the round. A person whose name I keep... Brendora. I turn the page and I forget your name immediately.
Brendora.
I'm so sorry. Brendora. You are alone in the main library. Would you like to punch yourself in the face?
Yes, I would. That's precisely. In fact, are there a...
So funny. It's amazing.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna see if this time it works. No, that's an 11. Okay, that's a natural 20. I slap myself in the face with a natural 20 for...
Congratulations. Take damage.
Yeah. Right, yeah, that's 10 points of bludgeoning damage.
Bloody hell. I am going to say, though, because this is the
Self-inflicted.
person who's cast the spell. Well, it's not a spell, but if you were casting charm on someone and then you or your allies harm them, that sort of... I'm going to give you advantage on the save, because a creature controlled by this creature is harming a creature controlled by this creature, even though it's the
Charisma
same
save or
person.
wisdom?
It's charisma save, I'm afraid, this one.
Okay. Double 17.
That does it. That is enough to shake you out of it.
Okay, I'm going to use a key point to do Step of the Wind and rush straight back to where the others were and try and
Okay.
snap them out of it.
As you do notice on the stairs, coming up from below, you can see Galeby sort of moving up, which you don't see much of her, but she will be there.
Scratch that entirely then. I'm going to try and make sure the child is okay.
Okay, you run to the child.
Yeah.
She is covered in blood and holding a large book.
Oh. What happened to you?
Crinkle went strange. And we'll come back to that after another one.
Oh no!
No.
So, Geranium. Is that your name? I keep forgetting
Yes.
Why did I turn this page? Geranium. I just went Ger.
Hit my child in the face again.
Roll an attack with disadvantage because you are restrained.
That's like an 11. So
I'm
you
fine.
probably you dodge it this time.
Yeah,
you know
dodge it
it's
this
coming.
time.
Roll a charisma save with advantage.
Oh god, come on.
Ooh.
Maybe. That's a 15. Is that enough?
That is what you need.
Yay!
God, how bad is your... Oh, with advantage.
Yeah.
You rolled an 18.
Oh,
so
we're on
what?
18. Yeah, sorry. Yeah,
It's like...
Apologies.
I
Just
you
know
have
you've
broken
just
out
rolled
of
with
it.
disadvantage and someone says roll with advantage and you just do the same thing. It was one of
Yes.
those.
I'm in the process of taking a half a hockey stick out to start just choke holding you with it.
Darling, I think I've come to my senses.
Are you sure, Mama?
Yes, you can let go of me. Am I headbutting you right now?
Valid point. I release her.
You're very strong, though. You're only 11.
It's all about technique. And I'm gonna go and try and, for my action, I will go and try and restrain Grumbles. Just pick him up.
Oh.
It's gonna be pretty...
Make an athletics check to restrain the pug.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 10, but Grumbles has a -1 to his acrobatics check, so... Grumbles also rolls a 10.
Okay, I'm going to give the player the advantage. And say
Yay! I pick up my struggling pug,
Oh, it's got its little legs running in the air.
who is definitely going to
Tula-
attack me on the next turn.
Tula is going to cast Speak with Animals and try and talk to Grumbles and just go, oh, who's a good boy? Girl, boy? Didn't check. I don't want to assume. Who's a good pug? Hello. Please don't bite. Please don't bite. I should have been making checks for all singing, but I'm going to assume there's a lot of singing still
Yeah.
happening.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
That brings us to Grumble's turn.
I mean, there's 2 characters within range, but I am holding Grumbles, so gonna try and do something with it. Oh, he does
Make
have
an
disadvantage.
attack with disadvantage.
Yeah, so that became an 8, so that's okay. Grumbles.
But roll a charisma save with advantage for Grumbles.
Oh, thank fuck. Grumbles 19. Grumbles
Yes,
is saved by the
plenty.
power of friendship.
The power of friendship has saved the day. Well, you know, the skull's still singing in its vivarium, and everything's terrible. There's a child
left
covered
it
in blood, but the pug's
in the
not trying to
soil.
kill you anymore.
And the pug's already taken down one person, so...
Yeah, Veneer is unconscious but stable.
Oh, God, we should
and-
definitely do something about that.
But the first things first, Vendora, you're face to face with a child covered in blood holding a large book.
Okay. So this book, it wouldn't happen to be have the word Shemshime on the cover, would it?
What's the broken
Strangely
spine?
enough, it does say Shemshime's bedtime rhyme.
All right. I'm going to say to the child, where did you find that?
It was Crinkle had it, and then she attacked me, or I attacked her, and then
Oh no. Is she
sleeping.
Okay, I'm going to bundle the child onto my shoulder basically and rush back in the direction of the others.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna kneel and carefully sort of first aid, crush up one of my gooseberries and paste a little bit into Veneer's mouth.
Veneer does gradually come round, but is very shaken. And you have the
Sorry.
book in front of you.
Grumbles didn't mean to.
The dog? I'm never letting dogs in this library again.
Well, don't tar all the dogs with the same brush. Mine was very calm in my pocket. I look in the pocket, there's a huge hole. Never mind.
What happened?
Look
God,
at the
Scale
blood
me.
covered
Is Scale me
child.
okay?
Yes, what did happen there? Looks like you have a book, though.
Bright side, silver linings, jolly
Crinkle
good.
went strange, and then Crinkle went to sleep.
I've got the child.
Good.
Right, I'm just gonna take the book out of Gailby's hands, pick up my crossbow again.
She does not like resist. She's giving you this book. Like she's in shock a bit.
After the book has been extracted, I will set her down.
Okay. There are loads of chairs and desks in this room. You can put her
Yeah.
somewhere safe.
Just furiously start skimming through this book.
Actually, as you open it, it's not a normal book. It doesn't have pages. As it opens, it's more like a pop-up music box. There's a sort of mechanism in the middle, and then 4 scenes, sort of cut-out scenes around the side. And there's a little handle where you can wind it up.
Okay.
I just look vaguely horrified, but...
Should we wind that, or would that be a bad thing, do we think?
Well, we've got to finish the rhyme.
Let's wind it.
I'm going to be so annoyed if the rhyme was whined.
Yep.
So you wind the book up, and the little music box starts playing. It's one of those little, the little tinny ones that have
Yeah.
like dots to make the sound go.
Yeah.
And there's a voice with it, and it sounds a lot like the voice of the skull, but coming from the book this time. And each of the little scenes move with the lyrics. So there is the first verse, which I'm not going to sing again. It's late at night. No one wants to hear my late at night singing voice.
Aww.
It was
So
delightful.
we have
It is
the
delightful.
first scene is a woman scything wheat, and on the floor next to her is a man without legs, and the legs are lying beside him in a pool of blood. And as they move, her scythe swings back and forth across where his legs should be. And then, as the next verse starts, we have the dog who has a meal placed in front of it, and instead bites the hand off of the woman feeding it. And then it moves on to the third one, which is a picture of a child washing clothes in a river before falling in. And behind all of these, there is a sort of shadowy figure smiling. That's not quite the shadow of the person, but nearly. And then as it gets to the end of the third one, the music skips and it goes back to the beginning. The fourth image staying still.
What is the fourth image?
The fourth image is a smaller, younger figure, a girl, next to a millstone. But there's clearly something wrong with this book. It's not quite getting to that last verse. It's skipping for some reason.
This is super dumb, but can I cast Mending on it?
Yes, you can. That is an excellent thought.
I mean, it's better than my thought. I was going to try and find a millstone and bash Galby's head in with it, but yeah, that works too.
Wow. Just right
You're
in
a
the
monster. I adore you. Okay, so... Are you proficient in Arcana? You're not, are you?
No, I'm not.
No. Can
The opposite,
you just
really.
make me a wisdom check then? So we're going to call it an unskilled Arcana check using wisdom instead of intelligence. This is your spell.
Thank you, that's very kind.
Well, it's you don't use intelligence for magic.
Dude,
I
that's a 6.
Yeah, I forgot. I realised I could probably try and aid you, but there's...
Go on, say that you're helping out. And
Yeah,
you can have advantage.
Maybe if I hold the page like this and try and...
Okay.
The help action.
Literally just hit the help action.
14.
14 will do it. So, because you're fixing a box. But I do also need you to make an intelligence saving throw as you do this. Mm-hmm. In fact, both of you, because you're both involved.
Ooh, that's not bad,
18.
actually. 18 also, yes.
Okay. Well, you both save, but you do still take a small amount of... I mean, I say small. Oh, no, bad rolls on that one. You take 5 points of psychic damage.
Cool.
As something crackles through your mind.
Ooh.
But you push past it, the spell goes through, and as the box gets around to the end, you get the final verse, which I realise I have not opened. Where has that page gone? Aren't I doing well? There it is. Got it.
Brilliantly. You're doing brilliantly.
So it goes through the whole thing, and then finally, that millstone starts moving. See a daughter grinding grain. Wish the spirit's time was through. Trap set for the shadow bane. Her millstone killed it true. And then stops. And there's a clunk. And the book snaps shut. And somewhere you hear humming from the main library.
This is a bit of a question, Veneer. But do you have a millstone by any chance?
A This is a library! What? This is a library!
Are we
we
still
need a
being compelled to
millstone.
hum?
So what do we do then?
Are we still being compelled to hum?
You are still being compelled to hum.
Okay. Wait. Book, blood-soaked child. Putting it together like. Does it look like the book was used as a bludgeoning weapon?
I mean, it does look a bit like the book was used as a bludgeoning weapon.
Oh no.
The humming from the main room of the library is getting louder.
We'd better go and check that out.
Yeah.
Veneer, please see if you can find just something that'll serve as a millstone.
Okay, books on millstones. I suppose I could look at what a millstone looks like. Okay.
Oh, any like really heavy encyclopedias?
Not as heavy as a millstone, no!
Would a book on millstones fulfill the same niche?
Would the giant sculpture of the book hanging above the central area function?
That might.
But I'm not sure. Possibly. I don't know. How heavy is a millstone?
Okay, can I use as a dwarf my stone cunning to answer this?
Yeah, go on. Roll me a history check with
Okay,
advantage.
so
I'm
I have
definitely too
advantage.
posh to know
Stone
that.
cunning.
But we've never
Okay.
even seen one.
Son of a bit. 9 with advantage.
What's a millstone? That's kind of stone, right? I mean, it sounds heavy. That statue looks heavy. Ugh.
Yep.
We should get to that central chamber. Come
Yep.
on, Grumbles.
Let's go.
Hey, Grumbles. I pick up my dog. I'm going to run past one of the repaired books, just the phrase, something about Chekhov's crossbow written on it.
Love it.
Okay, So, you all rush back in, and because you've given this creature long enough to prepare,
Yeah.
it's holding an action. So, who's coming in first?
I mean, I have the fastest movement.
I was gonna say, you
Be
probably
me
do.
shortly afterwards, probably.
So, I need you to make, you and Grumbles to make a wisdom saving throw, because this targets 2 creatures it can see.
Okay. No.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Neither of us.
What have you rolled?
Like a 5 and a 7.
Yeah, no, definitely not. Worth checking, because it's not a very high save. But okay,
No.
as you head in, you both take 9 psychic damage as a... Oh no, I've just read the second half of this thing.
Yep.
As whispers start pouring into your mind, just the name Shemshime over and over again. It's overwhelming. It's blotting your vision. It's so loud. And you, both of you, lash out physically. And the only creatures within range are each other. I'm going to say, because you are holding the pug, you're not necessarily holding your weapons properly. It's an unarmed strike against your pug. And likewise, from the pug against you.
Yeah, I mean, the pug failed and I got a natural 1.
Okay, so you both sort of lash out at each other, and the pug ends up skidding across the floor. But
And I just
your
screamed,
mind clears.
Shemshime!
Yes. And roll initiative, everybody.
Natural 20.
Oh,
22.
nice.
15.
15 for Gooseberry
5.
and Grumble.
Oh, Grumble acts on my turn normally,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
like
'cause you're
only
not-
if I've got. Grumble only gets
when
his
you're
own
not
turn
against
if he's
each other.
Yeah, if he's gone mad.
Okay, and laughing. Oh, okay, not terrible. Oh, pretty decent. But no one beat a 22. So, Rendor. Now that your vision's clearing, though, and you're all coming into the room, you can see stood on one of the ladders, because I love these ladders. Everyone gets to use the ladders. Is a hulking, shadowy figure. It flickers between being each of your form and also these characters from the books and the child and Crinkle. It doesn't seem to be able to hold a particular shape. It keeps flicking between you. But it has stood there watching you.
Okay. Can I, from my current position, leap from the platform I'm on to where the giant stone book is hanging?
So the book is hanging above this floor. It's going...
Oh, okay, so could I try climbing up one of the ladders and leaping from there?
I mean, you can. There are also stairs, I will say.
Okay.
You can get up to the floor with the balcony where it's more on a level with it, but you could also try that.
I'm just trying to get there via the quickest, shortest means.
Okay, go on. Give me either an athletics or tell me why it's an acrobatics.
Okay.
Justify acrobatics, because that's fun.
Yeah, if I am... Are these bookshelves sort of lining the rooms in a sort of circular fashion?
Yes, they are curved bookshelves. They are like concentric circles all the way out from the centre.
All right, I am going, and this is such bullshit, I am going to try and, dash at them at a dead run, kind of use the, kind of centrifugal force in order to run up it and then jump for the book.
Okay, roll an acrobatics check.
Okay.
Because that is a fun image.
Okay, that is an 11.
Not quite. Your fingers scrape the balcony sort of... Right, in fact, make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
Let's see where you end up, because it's not... You're not
Okay,
gonna...
17.
Okay, you are can't reach the book, which is higher than the balcony level. It is slightly above, but you are hanging from the railings of the balcony.
Okay. Having made that attempt, looking at this thing, I'm making an assumption that probably necrotic damage is not going to harm it. So, I'm just going to try throwing a dart at it.
Okay, make an attack roll.
Okay. Natural 20. Okay.
Oh, I mean, that hits.
Right. Okie dokie. So. Alright. That is pitiful damage. 6 piercing damage.
Okay. It goes through without much obvious... I mean, it's done something, but maybe not quite as much as you'd like.
Nah.
Which brings us to... Gooseberry's turn.
Okay, if I take the dash action, I ignore difficult terrain. I'm assuming because of the layout you described, I can't really see the chain holding the book up unless I'm on the top level. Is 80 feet of movement enough to get me up the stairs to where I can see it clearly?
I'd say that gets you to the top of the stairs, and you can see the chains holding the book from there.
Are they? Do the chains work like a chandelier, where they're all connected to a single point?
They do, yes.
Then I'm. Grumbles is probably slowly waddling his way up. So I'm going to tell Grumbles, hide! And that's all I can do this turn, but I get my violin case in front of me and use it to steady the crossbow.
Okay.
Ahead of next round, because I use my action to dash.
Yeah. So that brings us to Shemshime's turn. And, oh dear. Shemshime's mouth elongates onto like the jaw distending, like a snake dislocating its jaw to get something bigger in. And there is just a babble of everyone's voice pours from its mouth. Everyone who's sung any of the words, it's repeating all of your voices to you. And it directs its head to the hanging figure, which is, the closest at this point. And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw for me, please, Brendora.
Okay. Okay, that is a 19.
Oh, that is a save. You will still take a rather unpleasant amount of damage, unless I roll badly. Oh, no, I didn't. Okay, you take 13 psychic damage.
Okay.
But you are not stunned. You do not fall to the ground.
Hey! Silver linings.
And the creature just sort of floats down the ladder and looks curiously around the room, shifting its faces between different shapes until it settles on... I forget everyone's name. What is it?
Geranium.
Geranium. There we go. Because it's your turn next, Geranium. It's looking right at you with your own face.
I would like to burn it, so I'm going to cast Flaming Sphere.
Okay.
In the library.
Yes.
Yes.
In the library.
Yeah. That's what I want to do. That's what's happening. Not aiming for the books, not aiming for it, but still, that's what I want to do. I need to look up the spec because I'm really sorry. I used to cast this all the time. I was going to do something else and then it floated down the ladder and now I'm doing a different thing. So
Here you go. 5 foot diameter.
okay, cool. Yeah, so I'm going to center it like on it.
Yep.
Like,
Appears in an occupied space, and then you just roll it onto it.
yeah. I will do that.
So
It
dex
makes a dex save.
save.
Yes.
Okay. Dex save.
It's a DC 14.
Where's my D20 gone?
Oh, I have to check that because that's what is my dex? That is a 14 exactly. That's
Boo.
annoying. But half damage is it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, half of damage on a
Yeah.
success.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll some damage. It takes half of 5, so I think 2 by D&D rules.
Yeah, and it's even then it feels like it's shrugging it off a little more than you'd like.
Yeah, maybe not fire then.
You get this feeling that this being a shadow nightmare is probably pretty resistant to a lot of things. I can give you that one for free. Which brings us back to the top of the round.
Quick question before
Yes.
Mama finishes, because shouting is a free action. There's a big central well to this library, and the creatures at the bottom. From where I am up top, is Mama like under the roof, like the stairwell roofs around it, or is Mama kind of near enough to the center to be sort of in the path?
Your mother is not under the giant book at the
Good.
moment. No one is under the giant book.
Okay, so not even Shemshine is under the giant book.
No,
right now?
the bookcases are not under the book. There is a gap. That is where the table is. Shemshime is next to a bookcase still.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm done, by the way. I don't have like a bonus action or
Cool.
anything, so go for it.
All right.
So, Brendora, top of the round.
Okay. Is it, broadly speaking, below me?
Not directly below you.
Okay, can I shimmy along in a vaguely Tomb Raider style along the the ledge until it is below me?
It's not under the railings. It's still under the roof or the ceiling of the floor of the floor above. It's not like you can be near it, but you won't be directly above it.
Right. Okay. I'm going to if I drop down, can I get to it with the amount of movement I have? That's 35 feet.
Yes, Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to do that. I'm just going to drop straight down. Slow fall. Boom.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yep. And I am going to move into melee, give it a big old whack across the knees. That is a 19 to hit.
That hits.
Where were you earlier? Okay. But fucked over on the damage. 3 bludgeoning damage.
Oh, bloody hell.
With the martial arts that doesn't hit, but I am going to spend a key point to do patient defense.
Does that not make it a bonus action? And which is also the second attack?
No. When I do a melee attack, I can do a martial arts just as part of it, but the bonus action is for the other stuff. Like the bonus action would be flurry of blows, blah blah blah.
Sure.
Yeah. So yeah, patient defense.
Patient defense. Okay. End of your turn. It brings us to Gooseberry.
Okay, so the creature is it's just gotten off one of the ladders. How far is it roughly from that central table? Underneath the book.
Maybe 20 feet.
20 feet is not ideal. Okay. I
think maybe if you 15, you'd get it under the book on the edge of it, but you'd 20 feet to be central.
20 feet to be central. Yeah. Maybe we can do something with 10. I'm going to line up my shot, but I will shout down, "Mama, your bramble whip."
No, I was going to do that. Now it's going to look like I hadn't thought of it.
Oh, sorry.
That's fine.
Sorry. Well, I won't say that then.
It's all right. Go for it. You've said it.
Could really
Did think of that, darling. It's all right. Mummy's on it.
Yeah, I'm gonna angle.
Oh, I love her.
The crossbow at the old joining point where all the chains go together and hold action.
Okay. I mean, that brings us, unless you've got a bonus action, that brings us to Shemshime.
Nothing I can use.
Okay. Shemshime does not get their howling babble back. But is going to just, in a sort of much bigger, horrifying mirror of the shadows before, attempt to put their hand through the chest of the monk in front of them. And they've rolled quite a lot. A 19 to hit.
Okay, is that with disadvantage? I'm dodging.
Oh, yeah, you're dodging. With disadvantage, it is a 15 to hit.
It still hits.
Well, thank you for the reminder. I forgot that to roll some damage.
Also, I've just looked it up, and I was wrong. You were right, Robbie. That should have been a bonus action, but it didn't hit, so it doesn't actually make any difference.
It's been a while since I monked, but I like to monk.
Yep.
That is 18 psychic damage.
Oh, I'm down.
Oh no!
Yep.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh dear.
I had 13 hit points left.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yep. I've got 3 good berries in my pocket.
Okay.
Yep.
And I mean, Shemshime will just start singing their own rhyme, only in Brendora's voice.
Oh no.
And smile at Geranium's the only person they can see. And shift into that.
Shemshime.
Exactly. That is horrifying.
The worst.
And they are going to not move very far forward, but they're going to move slightly towards you. Just very slowly. Stepping over the they're not touching the floor, they are hovering, but they are stepping over the fallen figure, even though they don't need to. And that brings us to... Yeah, that does bring us to Geranium's turn.
Excellent. I'm going to do Thorn Whip and try and drag it over to the platform.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. Don't you hate it when someone's like, you could do this?
I'm sorry.
It's fine. I'm going to do that, though. Get my bramble
Roll an
out.
attack.
Oh, God, that's a nat 1.
Oh no!
Murder me.
You drag the ladder towards you, and it goes straight through Shemshime with no effect, and Lamb is now comfortably sat in the middle of the room.
I guess then.
I mean, can I move my flaming sphere? Is that? I think that's a bonus action.
I think it might be a bonus action to
Yeah.
move it.
Yep, bonus action. I'm going to move my
Yes.
flaming sphere onto it, so at least I'm doing something, even if it doesn't do
Yeah.
loads.
So deck save, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I've rolled. Oh, it's not a 1. It's a 7. But you know, it's 10. That's not enough.
No, it's definitely not
So-
enough. Sorry, I'm just looking for the damage. 2d6. 7.
Nice. It takes some
Probably
damage.
less, I imagine, but still.
Yeah, but it's taking some damage. It's
done
it's
something.
flickering now around the edges. There's like shadowy flames on the bit where it hit, as though it's caught fire, but it's not really caught fire. And you feel maybe like it's mocking you, but it's still singing in Brendora's voice.
Shemshine, Shemshine.
Shut up. Starting to snap at this point.
I don't blame you. Which brings us back to, oh no, top of the round, Brendora. Give me a death save.
Okay. 16.
Okay, 1 positive, fantastic.
1 success.
Yes, yeah. Can I release? Can I use my? I kind of declared that I was aiming at the thing, so I can't really change targets and shoot at the creature before my turn.
I'd let you do it with disadvantage. So there's a penalty because you're switching where you're holding the arrow and you're doing it quickly.
Yeah.
But I'll let you do it before your turn comes around, but at disadvantage.
Might as well, just to avoid wasting the shot.
Yeah.
I forgot to declare my sharpshooter before I rolled, so that was a 14 to hit.
14 does hit. This thing's armor class, not high.
Okay.
But
no, without but it's ordinary. It's 4 ordinary damage. So
it takes some damage. The arrow.
I've mostly
goes,
just made it aware of my existence.
You aim straight, like the arrow goes straight for the forehead where the hole on the skull was, and it just catches it in its hand, and it goes through the hand, but it does hold the arrow, so it only takes a small amount of damage. And it is now your turn.
Crank back the shot, get low, and again I'm going to point at the chains holding out the book, because either it's going to realise what I'm doing and try and come up for me, which will put it beneath the path. Actually, I'll manoeuvre round as well this central bit, so that if it does come up for me, it'll cross under the book.
Very sensible. Okay. And it is Shemshime's turn. It's going to decide who feels like a bigger problem. It thinks the fire person might be a bigger problem. And is going to move up across towards you. Where were you stood at this point, Geranium?
I mean, somewhere with the intention of pulling it over to the platform. Not
So,
platform, whatever we're calling it.
Yeah, but the
Yeah.
table beneath the book.
Yeah, that's
giant book
where I
statue.
wanted to pull it, so I guess somewhere that makes sense for that.
It's rolled very badly on its intelligence check.
Okay.
Very badly. So it is now in melee with you, but it is also now below the book, pretty much.
Yeah,
where
the
you
moment
set
it gets into place.
Okay. It is going to make an attack. That is an 18 to hit
Oh, yeah.
Geranium. You take too many damage.
See your mother sizing wheat.
You take 15 psychic damage.
Ugh. Ow.
But as Shemshime reaches that point, Gooseberry releases the shot.
Yeah, a question
So roll an-
about this. Does this chain look like it will be hard to hit or very tough?
Oh, let me have a think about that. I do have stats for this thing. So it is hard to hit rather than tough.
Then I
It's
will
narrow.
not sharpshooter this. Here goes. Fucking yes, though. That is a 22.
Yep, that is a good thing you didn't sharpshooter it. Roll your damage, because you couldn't roll
7.
that. That is enough. AC of 19. So, but only 5 hit points. So as you do, the arrow just hits it just the right point, and the rusty iron shatters. Shemshime does get a dex save as the book tumbles. Okay, let me see. I do need to check then. What is their dex? Because that is close. No, that's a 14. They needed a 15. So as they see it coming, they dodged, or they make one final slash out at Geranium, but the book crushes them, and they are only catches half of them, but something about it draws them in, and they are pulled screaming, still in Brendora's voice, into the book and fade away into nothing. And the singing stops. Brendora rolled a death save.
Okay.
Oh, fuck! Gooseberries!
Okay, there's one failed. Is anyone going to do anything?
I'm going to run down.
I will do a cure wounds as well. Once Gooseberry has given him a gooseberry, given her a gooseberry.
We'll force feed her a magical gooseberry.
Okay, so I get 1 hit point back.
I think I just shove a bit of some sort of organic vegetable in your mouth, and that's my cure wounds. Bit of carrot or something. Yeah. It's 1d8, isn't it? Yes, that's 5 from me, so 6 total.
Excellent. Okay. So I have 6 hit points. Okay, I cough, choke a little bit, and then mask goes. I suppose the mask would have to be up for this. Oh, that was rough.
Yes, quite. Well done, Muffin Cake. I'd really awkwardly pat Gooseberry on the head.
Yes. Well done, Mama.
One more pat than is really just slightly past awkward levels of pats, and then I stop.
I might go on the skiing holiday in winter rather than coming back.
That sounds lovely, darling.
Yes, but it's been a lovely holiday.
Yes, it's been
really lovely to see you,
It's been a pleasure.
I should probably look at getting back to the boarding school.
And Mrs. Bucketbury or whatever her name was. That's the one.
Squash.
Yes.
Oh, that Kenku has
Butternut
probably been
Squash.
murdered by a small child. Should we go?
Sorry, could you put out the flame, please?
Yes, I have druidcraft. I actually can. Yeah.
You could also just stop concentrating on the whole.
I'd kind of assumed that Flaming Sphere had winked out when the fight had stopped, but I hadn't said anything, so fair. Yeah.
I assumed it winked out when the giant
If
book
there are
landed
any
on
flames anywhere else, I will put them out.
Yeah, they didn't catch because it had moved away from the bookcase enough by the time you rammed it.
Yeah.
Let's not burn down a library.
That would be really sad. Especially one with this many nice ladders. That would be a shame.
One of which has been crushed by the book.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, send me a postcard when you go skiing, Muffin Cake, won't you?
Yes. Yes, do send, don't forget to write.
Yes, send you a care package.
Yes.
Veneer has gone to check on Crinkle. Edgar is coming round, and he does seem to be okay.
How's
If a little bruised. Quiet.
Okay. Oh no.
A little bit covered in blood. But she's like hugging her father. She's got an adult looking after her.
Oh good.
Oh, God.
That's good.
She's not just sat there quiet and bloody. She has a parental figure.
I'm glad this wasn't like Death House and the solution was to bludgeon a child with a bloodstone.
No, the child does the murdering in the story. And in fact, you are relieved to see Crinkle is unconscious but alive.
Oh good.
With a heavy head wound and also bloody. You're not sure whose blood. You will never know who attacked who. Quite frankly,
Give them
one of them
Gooseberries
failed
on the
their
way out.
charisma save.
Okay, I'm going to offer a one of my coloured bottles to them, but also at the same time I'm going to put my hand on their shoulder and do my hand of healing, so they get
Lovely.
at least some hit points back.
Yes.
It's just coloured water, but yeah,
It feels like it does something because you do magic as well.
they regain 4 hit points.
Hooray! And everyone is remarkably alive.
Hooray.
Except the skull, which has stopped singing and is just sort of covered in fireflies now, half buried in a vivarium.
Good.
And the pug's chewing on a leg.
Should we break the skull into pieces just in case? Anyone?
I'm not going to object if that is.
I think it would make
Grumbles?
me feel better personally.
Grumbles, can we prepare a doggy bag? I think he's really taking to the taste.
Fantastic. Gooseberry darling, you have that stick. Do you want to just smash it a little bit?
Yeah.
Sweetie dumpling.
I'll just take the hockey stick and smash.
You can
pieces.
easily smash the skull. There's no time pressure, so I'm not going to ask you to roll for it because you'll just keep trying till it's broken. It doesn't take much.
I give it a little smack with my spade just once to feel a bit better. It doesn't do anything, I just do it.
And I suppose I can unlock the door, and you were here for books. Is that right?
Yeah, although I think maybe I'm going to have to broaden my search a little bit. Do you have anything on magical negation?
Yes, we do. And with that, you return to your book searches or just go home, whichever you prefer.
We go home and get the servants to put on a spread or
Yes.
something. We've had a bad day.
You've had a bit of a morning.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a rough couple of hours
Yes.
at the library.
And the book of Shemshime's bedtime rhyme is covered in heavy padlocks and put deep, deep in a vault. Hopefully never to see the light of day again. Unless you want to do anything to it while no one's looking.
You know what? Yeah. Grumbles just, like, while we're all busy, Grumbles just starts chewing on the pages, just like tearing it up because Grumbles is a pug and has no respect for property.
The Chihuahua just sort of casually crawls out of my pocket while I'm having a little sit down and just takes a poo on it. Just a little one.
Excellent.
Fun
the
fact,
book is
Chihuahuas are students of the
filthy.
dead.
But I guess I don't think you could destroy it.
The dogs are kind of like ruining it.
It does have a
Yeah.
damage threshold. I'm not sure what's the most damage that the pug can do in a round.
5.
The pug cannot do enough damage
Yeah,
to destroy
yeah.
this book. So it is
It's just fucked up a bit.
but the book is intact and sealed away. Hopefully never to be unearthed again. And you go on your merry, merry ways.
Excellent.
Thank you all very much for playing. Thank you for not murdering a child.
Thank you very much for running.
Yes, thank you for running. It was great fun.
And thank you for listening. And from all of us here at Flintlocks and Fireballs, Fastest and Natural 20s.
We're done. Let's not forget, of course, we've got to sing our waves out. So, see your mother scything.
There's no way we could all sing it over the thing anyway.
Unfortunate.
See a mother scything weed.
Forgotten husband sleeping near.
With one swing she took his feet.
With another took his ear.
So does the shadow have a name? Shemshime, Shemshime. Causes grief, avoids the blame. Shemshime, Shemshime.